Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the oil burning editing sessions where we're going to edit a wedding live in real time at 12:12 Central Time, Chicago time. All right, guys, here we go. So, to start us off, I'm going to give you my screen here. I've already got a Premiere project open. Now, the way I approach a wedding edit may not be the way that somebody else does it, and that's okay. Because the only thing that actually matters is your client happy? Does the bride and groom love the wedding film? And if you develop a style that people pay for, then it's fair game. So yeah, let's get into it. So the way I'll kind of title these is this is just my format, but I do the bride's name plus the groom's name wedding film. This is just the overall project. Sometimes this will have multiple films in them, and we'll go over kind of the different types of films am going to be making for this couple. Sorry, guys. I'm a little infatuated with StreamYard right now. So I'm like, what else can I do? I got to edit this anyway late at night. I might as well stream and show people what I'm doing. So I shot this wedding. Let's just go into our SD here and go to Shelby plus Carter. And I can show you what this looks like. And I used to work on a TV show, and I really approached my wedding edits like we would edit and organize everything for the TV show. And it would be 1 week of shooting, 1 week of editing, and it goes live, basically. So here I have a footage folder, and I shot this with technically 3 cameras, really 2 cameras, and an iPhone for some reels. But I shot with the Fuji X-H2S and the Mavic Mini 3 Pro, which is, a drone. So I've actually already pulled in my footage for the Fujifilm. So in here, I'll just make a folder called Fujifilm, and then I'll make another bin called drone footage. I used to get really weird with like the exact model name. Maybe I should go back to that, but because I only shoot with 2 cameras, this isn't going to get really convoluted. It's just 2 cameras, so 2 simple folders works for me. You can see I've already got Fujifilm in here. And if I go to drone, I have nothing. So we're going to bring in the drone footage. It's all MP4s. One of them seems to be corrupted, which is not, it could have been like a clip that I pressed and then pressed again. And so it's not even a second long or something like that. So we're on Fujifilm now. Okay, we got a comment. Let me make sure my audio is good. Sounds good. Thank you, Troy. Troy is in the building. I'm just kind of like trying to go back and forth here. Okay, we pulled the drone stuff in. We pulled in the Fujifilm. We're not going to pull in the iPhone. That was stuff I shot some like vertical stuff with. So we'll just skip that for now. I did end up making some reels, so that's why that's there. Let's see. So we'll go through these folders first. So I have VOs, and that's self-explanatory. These are voiceovers. Basically, I got the bride and groom to do their vows separately that morning. With this mic, actually, a Zoom recorder, or no, actually use the camera because these are MP4s. So I just have 2 clips here that are black. If I pull one up, you can see it's like a curtain or something. And that's how I recorded the vows. And then exports is self-explanatory. I've already got a folder for that because, like I said, I did some reels already. And then PP, that folder always cracks me up, the name of the folder. But it's just Premiere Pro. Instead of typing it out every time, I just do PP. And as you can see, I have Shelby and Carter wedding film. Boom. So I've got the footage in the project. This is all like elementary stuff I know, but I'm going to go through it because I got to do it. I'll start with the main camera, which is obviously going to be the Fujifilm. And if I look at the frame rates, I'll scroll down, and I shot it mostly at 23.976 or 24. Well, I shot it all that way. No, I haven't. So what I'll do is I'll look at the frame rates, and I will actually convert anything that's over 23 down to 23, basically. And what that allows, why I'm doing that is because I'm mastering the whole thing in 23.976. But sometimes I'll shoot at 60p. Sometimes I'll shoot at 120 frames a second. I've never shot anything higher than that. But that way, whenever I start pulling it in, it's all already set to the parent sequence, right? So I have different packages, and I know we all do if you shoot weddings. For this, they got the mid-tier package, which is the feature film. And basically, it's a longer edit, like 8 to 10 or 11 minutes. And then it has audio and testimonials included if they wanted testimonials. They didn't. They just wanted the vows like incorporated. So this is basically a 8 to 11 minute film with audio incorporated and drone shots. So I will go ahead and make a new sequence. And I should have a preset here, but I don't. But that's okay because I can show you what I do. I just do 1080 HD at 23.976, like we said. And here I will get a little more specific with the name. So I'll go Shelby plus Carter feature wedding film. Because remember, they got the mid tier, which is the feature. Sorry, I can't type. Okay, we're going to create that. And I will start with the biggest part of the package they got. Like in the package, they're getting like several videos. They're getting a highlight. No, sorry, they're getting a feature film, which is the 8 to 11. Then they're getting a highlight, which is like a 3 to 4. And then they're getting a teaser, which is even shorter. It's like a trailer. So I start with the big thing first. So I get all the good juicy shots all in one thing. Then I curate that down into the smaller highlight. Then I curate that down into the teaser. And then I have 3 products that they paid me for. So we're starting with the biggest fish first. Okay, so I've got my timeline here. We'll start with the Fujifilm footage. I usually do the drone last. I'll explain why later. But just on my first clip, this is all shot in ProRes too, so it should scrub like really nicely. And that is the benefit of ProRes. The deficit is that it is crazy space. Takes up a lot of space. So I think this is like 600 gigs for this wedding. And sometimes I go, you see, I'm just like clicking, going shot by shot. Sometimes I'll do that. But what's even better is to just come in here and grab every shot and bring it onto the timeline. Okay, we're going to keep existing settings. Okay, we're going to come in here. Let me hide that. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Lost my frame there. I'm going to select all of my clips. And they're all there. It's a lot of clips. And then I'm going to set to frame size because you can see they're popping out of the frame right now. Like it's like 4K on a 1080 frame. So we're going to set to frame size. Bam. Now everything is good. And now we can punch in. We're at 50% now and we can go to 100. So we have like a lot of room to punch in, right? And you can see even just like this ProRes scrubs like butter. I just love it. Okay, so we're not really treating this like the main timeline right now. What we're going to do is we're going to treat this like our working timeline. We're just going to be going through, cutting stuff, organizing it basically into sections of the day. So in TV, this would be called offlining. You basically would have like the director or line producer or somebody who is assigned to offline, like say the interviews and all the B-roll shots. And they basically are curating it and condensing it down so that the creative editor could then take those assets that have now been culled and start creating. We're both of those people. So right now I'm the offliner. First shot is literally nothing because I'm just kind of framing up, getting some light going there. We're going to mute this because I don't want to hear it. So this is just like a shot of the details, if you will. You got the shoes and the rings and all that. I'm a little wobbly there, but I'm shooting this whole wedding handheld, which is kind of new for me. I've shot the last 2 handheld and I really like it. And I try to get like 6 to 12 seconds, even more in every shot in real time, so that when I am cutting it down, I have a lot more to choose from because there's always going to be like a little bump or something that messes me up. a lot of the times. Like I'm seeing a bunch of them. I'm trying to get rid of this one. And guys, this might be a 2 or 3 parter. This stuff takes a long time. Okay, that's enough. Now, I say I shoot 12 to 15 seconds with the camera in my hand. I will then cut that to like 4 to 6 seconds, but that's going to get cut down again. Right now, we're just trying to get like just trimming the fat away. So I just ripple delete as I go. Nothing smooth there. I just gotten there, just turned everything on. Like that's kind of how it goes. The first shots are usually never that great. The other thing is too, I don't think these first parts are in slow motion, so you don't have as much grace with the time. Like, in other words, when you shoot in slow motion, you don't see the shake as much. So, yeah, I think I'm going to rack focus on this ring. Boom. And that was pretty stable. We're going to add some stabilization to a lot of this. I'm still figuring out the stabilization on the Fujifilm camera, but overall, this is not unusable. And here's our first shot of our bride, which, as a log picture, since I'm not using that window, I might as well make this big for you guys so you can really see. And we're not color grading either. Right now, we're just culling through this footage. There's the first shot of our bride. Sorry, I'm looking at this ring shot one more time. I got one person watching. That's my boy Troy. Freaking being a pal. All right, saw some shake there, but from here to here, it looked really good. I was gonna say, as a like log profile, to me, this looks phenomenal. You get used to seeing like log and raw, and you know, always almost pick out like what's a good raw, what's not. And this one is good. Like there's a lot of detail everywhere, so it's good. All right, so we'll keep about that much of the shot. You don't want to keep too much of it because the second time you cut the fat, it's going to be just that much more to cut. Like, so I say 3 to 5 seconds. I guess. Here's another shot, and these might get rearranged later, but right now we're just cutting down all of the best stuff. There's a good smile. That's the one thing you're looking for. And I'll use, like, you see how there's a lot more of this clip left. I will Command K to cut, and I'll keep going because there might be something else I want to use in the same clip. The rest of it, she's talking. It's like a little awkward looking. So we'll cut that. But that, and again, if you're used to looking at log, that looks so good. In fact, just for fun, we're not doing color grading yet. I swear. But just for fun, just like hit something. These are just like Adobe's pre-made LUTs, but that doesn't look good. Anyways, coming back just to cut. We're just cutting fat, guys. Oh, I love this profile shot. I'm a sucker for profile shots. They look so good. And ripple delete. Oh yeah. And I'm playing in 1/4, guys. I wonder if I can play that in full. Just to give you guys the best resolution possible. Yep, that looks good. We'll Command K there because we've already taken too much of that shot, but she's just smiling so good and the image is perfect. And we're using some diffusion, by the way, in front of the lens. So I just think that makes people look better, a lot more soft. Of course, she's out of focus there, but like right somewhere in here. She's in focus the whole time while the brush is in front of her. You can see. But yeah, a little diffusion is my go-to at a wedding because, especially with the bride, you want them to, be very happy with the way they look. And that's the whole reason they do makeup is to kind of soften up the skin. So we're just softening up the skin on camera and getting rid of some of that digital sharpness. All right, moving forward, got first bridesmaid shot. looks like that's the groom's sister, I believe. So that's another thing, guys. As you're editing these, kind of note who the important people are. Like, you can't, it's not enough to show up to a wedding and film it. It's just not enough. Like, I talk to everybody because I want to know, oh, you're her aunt. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, I used to babysit her like every day for 10 years. Okay, you're important. Like, you're significant. Let's put it that way. You're not like an aunt who flew in from Maryland and is here for the shrimp cocktails and, you know, the cookies. I don't know. You know that aunt, right? If you have an aunt like that, please leave a comment because I would love to know. Troy's like, I will watch this all night. Yeah, 3 to 5 seconds. Okay, yeah, that is the ticket. You're right. Dude, you're saying some funny stuff. Anyways, moving on. The bridesmaid, right? This is the groom's sister. So, and they're twins. They're twins, and they're very close. This is something that I learned as soon as I got there because you know why? I asked her who she was. I introduced myself, and I was like, "Hey, how do you know the bride? Oh, I'm the groom's sister. I'm his twin. Can't talk. Anyways, so learn who you're talking to. This is the bride's bouquet. Like, if I was making a list, this is definitely up there on things of importance. And that's a pretty steady shot to be handheld. And to get that gimbal look, I will tuck my elbows in and just kind of like move my hips. You don't get as much as like a rotation. You're not doing no Michael Bay rotations, but you can still get some really good shots. Obviously, the mother of the bride is like very important. So that's what you got here. And I'm not a fan of picture in picture, meaning right now, this is a picture, moving picture of a picture of them taking a picture. Not a fan of it. I like the moment that like leads into that. Look, and there went the moment that went out of it. So I don't want them just frozen in time, looking all funny. And they don't want that either. They'll even, I think that later subconsciously, like, why did he film us doing that? So I'd rather like that. That's cool. Oh, and then they come a little closer. We'll leave that. Well, heck, they come even closer. Okay, we'll keep all that. Dang, there's a laugh. That whole thing is good. Boom. And really, guys, what's going to be crazy is you're going to see towards the end here, the end, part 6, is that we're going to end up with like 30 minutes worth of good footage. And we have to keep trimming that down. Anyway, moving on. It's going to be a lot of them. Okay, so here is someone else that's very important. Very important. And I'm about to get into a point once we find a good shot here. It's like, where's the moment? Oh, swinging the arm over. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. So she's going to swing the arm over. We're in focus. We'll cut it there because I don't want blank faces. She leans into her. That's cool too. You want the actions, right? And we'll talk about that more going forward because in the beginning of my wedding career, I didn't focus enough on the actions. I didn't focus enough on what's moving. I was so focused on moving, like a gimbal or something. Like, okay, that's a photographer, right? Totally fine shot. I actually don't mind including other vendors in my shots because I guess as a documentary style highlight wedding filmmaker, that's part of the day. Look, she's just grooving over there. Like, she does not know I'm filming her. And she's just kind of in her zone. Like, there's some music going. She looks like she was looking at the details. Yeah, that was a good moment. The rest of that can go, but that was a good moment. We got 2 people watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are watching, let me know. Do you film weddings? Did you just stumble across this stream? Is this content interesting? Does it suck? What is it? Okay, here we go. Twin sister again. Really nice profile shot. And look, notice there's the action and the hand goes away. Boom. That's all you need. Moving on. I like wide shots of people moving. I just don't like, say, like that purple cup. So that shot's no. Can't have it. Ooh, this is a dirty shot, we would call it in TV, or at least the TV I worked in, where you're shooting with somebody's shoulder or side, the back of them is in the foreground. So this is a cool dirty shot. You got the makeup artist arm. We're going to shorten that. So I'm kind of rotating around her, kind of getting rid of her. And that's a good handheld look. I'll take all that. Oh, there's a cool wide shot coming up. Yeah, I try. It's hard because close-ups look so good when you're holding that camera. It's just fun to get like close-ups and medium shots. But I have to like reel myself back and say I need establishing shots. I need to see. And for my wedding films, me and Troy talked about on the podcast, I'm not trying to see too much of the environment, but like a shot here and there is nice. And here is one of, it's almost like if I could get her walking, but again, I don't like seeing things that tie me to the time period, like a cell phone or a Stanley Cup or Alabama, national champions to 2018. I don't want to see that kind of stuff. I want somebody to watch this and then wonder, was it in 2012? Was it in 2008? Maybe there's some things that give it away. And normally I'm real weird about water bottles and just like, branding. But these are basically translucent. I don't think you guys even noticed them. I certainly didn't until just now. And so this is grandma, mom, and daughter. Sorry, grandma, mom, daughter, best friend. This is a really nice shot, mainly because I like the symmetry, composition wise. But then I like how you got foreground in focus, still in focus, pretty much in the background, and look at that triangle. Like that's a generational triangle, And if I didn't know who these people were when I got there and started figuring that out, I wouldn't know that. Oh, that's a good shot. I see all three, like mother, like daughter, and yeah, that's something too. Like she'll cherish this shot later. Everybody will, we will if we have stuff of us and our family. It's just you can't put a price on it. Almost. Here's her perfume. Don't know that I use this. I usually don't. I don't know why I film this. I usually don't use like individual shots of things that aren't sentimental. Like that she likes this perfume. It goes with her theme, that kind of thing. But it's not like her grandmother's locket that her World War II husband gave her or something. Which you'll get a lot of that kind of stuff, and that's cool to get really close up shots of stuff like that. We're just gonna kill the perfume. Bye bye. Okay, here's something that we just talked about. So this is like a hand knitted handkerchief that is from her parents. And so, yeah, needless to say, this has got some sentimental value to it. And yep. I'm just going to cut that there. Yep. So we're moving on. And this is the life, man. This is the life of a wedding editor. If people are doing it faster, maybe they're using AI, because this is the only way I know how to do it. There is a little bit of a faster way, but I'm trying to teach you guys the right way. I ain't trying to teach you. I'm just showing you what I do. You can take it or leave it. We're just going through the shots here. Notice most of the setup, meaning like the hair and makeup, it's gonna be the girls. The guys don't care. The guys don't want it. So I keep my guy footage pretty limited. Like, let's say I do an hour with the girls, just kind of stuff, like looking at the dress and that kind of thing. I do an hour with them. I'll probably do like 15 minutes with the guys. I can stage them too. They're easy to talk to. I'll just be like, hey boys, I need y'all to come stand over here and do this shot. And then I'll get out of here and y'all can keep watching football. And they're usually like, that sounds awesome. Let's just do this and let's get out of here. Or let's get this photographer out of here, videographer. Excuse me. So we got This is technically the photographer fixing the buttons, but eh, it's an okay shot. It's cool. We might want to use it. Her name is Emily, I believe. Oh, another cool shot of a smile right off the bat and the groom's sister, the twin sister, talking, having a great time. You still got grandma there, which is nice. All right, we're just going to scrub. And like for these shots, I'm not using the audio necessarily. But notice I still have the audio attached because later on, if I need some Foley or, ambient sound, I might be capturing it on that very video. Or like they're going to walk down the beach. So the wave sounds are already going to be there. So I might turn the audio on for that shot. So that's why I keep the audio clips attached. That's a really, man, this camera looks so good. All right, here we go. Another bridesmaid. Now, it's not a rule that like I need to get a shot of every person. In fact, I don't do that. Now, with these girls, there's not a ton of bridesmaids. Sometimes the wedding party is massive. So we did that backwards, but we have our tight shot, medium shot. So at the end of the day, we have a shot of that girl. I don't like this shot at all. You got this weird cooler, Oscar cooler reflection of Emily or me. I think we got a better shot of the dress. I would take some of that shot for sure. Maybe starting there and panning up whilst rotating. And cut. Boom. And the cool saving grace about photography or videography for weddings is you just need a couple shots. Like, it's not like live event coverage or something where like you miss 1 foot of the running back hitting the ground. And it's like, what happened? It went black. Here you just need like just enough. And it needs to be good. But yeah. You just need really good cinematic B-roll of this stuff. And I tend to overshoot it. But even when you like barely overshoot it, you still have a lot left over. That's all I need of that. And honestly, in my opinion, wide shots of dresses is totally fine and needed. But what's better is close-ups because that's what they pay the money for. All those sequins and all the different stuff that's on those dresses is really where the difference is. There's like a couple of different kinds of cuts. I don't know the cuts, but there's like these different styles of dresses, and then the sequins are normally what's like hyper unique about them. Oh yeah, I was trying to get this pan of dress to grandma. Man, I didn't notice those water bottles. But what are you gonna do? And you see how that shadow's going across that dress? I actually like that. I like movement. I like flashes, weirdly enough. Like when I see the bride and groom kissing and you see sparklers and you also see camera flashes, it makes it feel like there's just so much going on. It was like a really important deal. I guess you would call that paparazzi, but I don't see it as that either. It's more of just like, look at that. That's perfect. That's a long shot, but we can cut it here. You've got the bride walking into frame to talk to grandma. I'm going to focus on the dress and I'll have racked to them and cut it there. Just little things, man. Shots you think are boring are actually just good things to move the story forward. Okay, there was a balcony, so a lot of times, like, here's the thing too. In a bridal suite, when you're a guy, you have to be funny, first of all. You have to make light of the situation that you're in this suite with all these women. There's no other way to go about it, man. You walk in there and you're not talking and you're not conversing. It's just bound to be awkward and then start to cross over into creepy in their subconscious mind. So what I do when I first get there, I just start shooting the shit. appropriately, um, and just introduce myself. And I even make comments like, I know you girls probably don't want me in here, but I promise you, when you see the wedding film, it'll be totally worth it. And I will be in here the least amount that I can be. I will give you your space. And I do that. So during some downtime, there's a balcony in this bridal suite, and it's like a huge balcony. Like, you could sit 15 people for dinner out there easily. So when I'm find some idle time, like there's not a lot going on, it's not like in film, I'll be like, I'm gonna step outside and get some, outdoor shots. And I'm like, okay, boom. You kind of let it breathe. You get away from that for a second, give them a little space. And you can kind of also creating a good relationship with the photographers is good because they will be like, hey, Forrest, we're about to do this. You might not want to miss it. And I'm like, thank you so much. And I'm back. So this is just um, off the balcony overlooking basically the Mobile Bay that goes right here. And then the Gulf of Mexico that's right here. And Dolphin Island is way off over here. All right. So we're getting in some slow motion now. And the photographer had asked the bride and the girls to come outside to take their bridal party photos. And so I'm just out there for that. Slow motion is a good way to find some RBFs, if you know what I mean. And it makes people look weird sometimes. So you have to be pretty careful about like the shots you pull when using slow motion, in my opinion, because people are like and yeah, it might not be. She's got a nice little soft smile there, so we'll take it there. And I'm pretty sure it racks to our bride laughing, which is literally where you make your money. I really truly believe that. Like, when people see your work, are you pulling out the emotion and transferring it to the screen? Or are you just picking random shots? And trust me, I've had many of picking random shot days. But that's why we just keep doing it and learning. All right, so they're getting ready to do basically like a toast with the mimosas. This is very typical. Sometimes they'll all sit like on a bench or a bed. And they're basically just taking this one big giant photo of the girls. So again, guys, we're looking for the movement. And in fact, here, I tell them, and I'll say, hey, I need some movement for the video. So if you guys don't mind, could you do a toast for me or look at each other and laugh? And I'll make them like fake laugh, exaggerate. And all this stuff takes like just a few seconds and it goes a long way. So I'm going to take that there. It's just a little cling. So just cling a little bit, a little smile, a little cheeky smile. That's all good, man. Hey, and check this out. Just check this out, bro. We're under the awning here. You've got plenty of detail in these shadowy areas, even towards the back and over here. And you still got a blue sky. That's a beautiful thing. Drinking can look weird sometimes, but this actually doesn't look that bad. And we're just going to get that much of it. Moving on. A bit of the drink. Okay, here's a cool alternate angle that we can cut in later. Like I said, we might have to swap these here and there, but for the most part, they're going to be near each other. So I tend to edit things very chronologically, like from the beginning of the day to the end. And I know that's probably how everybody does it, but there are some other techniques to edit in general. You could tell a little bit of the end at the beginning and then pull it all the way back, that kind of thing. Go Quentin Tarantino on it and go all over the place. Oh, there's a nice smile from her. But for wedding films, I do find it's like best to experience the day. And we're going to get into transition shots too to break up each scene. So right now we're still in like scene 1, I would call it. Look at that. She's like, okay, take this away. Scene 1, which is the girls, right? This hair and makeup, actually. Let's call it hair and makeup. but guys don't do hair and makeup, so it's pretty much the girls. And that's a nice little pan. Even though there's not movement amongst them, there's movement amongst the camera. Oh, look at that. And they're going to break out in a natural laugh. You can kind of tell when it's natural. Somebody initiates it. You'll see one person kind of chuckle, and then they all laugh. And that's pretty good. Now it's fake. But it still looks good. What do you think when you're watching a Febreze commercial and somebody's running through the meadow laughing? It's fake. Where's that girl looking? She's like looking back at the boats. This stuff will crack you up, man. Also, I should live stream these because this is making it way better editing wise. Wedding editing can be grueling. I'll have you know, guys, it can be really grueling. I'm sure watching it's worse. Cut going down. Oh, here's mom again. And we've come inside, which it would appear, and I'm pretty sure I switched over back to 23 because I'm going to get that extra shutter speed back. This is the first scene or the first shot that we've got with mom in her dress. As she turns her head and smiles at her daughter, we'll take that. And we got it. Emily just comes in and slaps her, so can't use that shot. Obviously, can't use that shot. It's a lot of me just getting ready to get shots and testing the light. This is cool. This is Emily again, the photographer, doing this, but you don't know that really. They probably wouldn't even know that. It could be the sister-in-law. Yep, and there she is fixing it. So, I mean, they both. Does she have white nails? You can't tell. It's so fast. Looks good. I'm all about it. All right, so Vimo Santana, are you still in the building, bro? I'm sorry, I'm just not seeing that. I hope you're still there. So this is shot with the Fuji FX-HS2 or Fuji X-H2S, which is Fuji's video specific mirrorless camera. And then I'm adapting a Sigma EF 1.8 18 to 35 millimeter lens onto that. So I'm using 18 to 35 by Sigma with a Fujifilm X-H2S. Man, so many things. But yeah, that's what I'm shooting this with. And then I'm going handheld. And I'm using the Atomos Ninja 5 as my monitor, but I'm recording ProRes to the Angelbird card that goes into the Fuji. Man, the dynamic range here is just so good. And the skin tones, man. I can't put my finger on it. There's something about this camera that makes me very happy. Well, even with Canon, they have phenomenal color science. Sometimes when the footage comes in, I find myself going, the skin doesn't look quite right. Normally it looks great, but there's sometimes it doesn't. This particular time with the Fuji is phenomenal. And if you think about Fujifilm as a company, they're very color centric. They make these cameras. They make photo cameras that start at about $5,000 with the GFX 100 or whatever it is. They make Instax, which exposes directly to film, and it's one of the biggest traditional film companies that are still alive, or sectors of a company. And then if you go to Walmart and print your pictures, you're using a Fujifilm machine, including the printer. If you ever notice, it'll say Fujifilm. And then they have another company that is their sister company called Fujinon. and that focuses on bigger lenses and a lot of live broadcast equipment. So this company is not. I love Blackmagic, but we'll use them as a contrast. This company is not Blackmagic, where they're like basically just getting into it, doing great things, mind you. Fujifilm has 100 years of color understanding under their belt, which makes Blackmagic all the more impressive. Like, they're so new, and everything is so good already. Even their log profile looks amazing. Whoops, I didn't want to cut it there. I want to get a little bit of mom in focus. Such a nice shot, man. It's so nice to like edit wedding footage or just footage that looks good. Doesn't it make that process easier when you're like set, like very happy with the way the image looks? And trust me, I spent many years shooting on a Canon Rebel and then a 7D Mark I, trying to figure out how to make those cameras look good. And yeah, I think the verdict is they just didn't. And there's just maybe no way they would. I think my boy Vimo has clocked out. I was gonna answer his question, but let's see. We're gonna move on, and that's a nice little pan up. All handheld, guys. Keep that in mind as we go. Not a flex. Just saying. Not easy. And even I am impressed. Now, I am using Fujifilm's image stabilization in the camera. They have a couple different strengths, basically. Let's call them. This is cool, shooting through the window. But Fujifilm has a couple different strengths of stabilization. And the first one doesn't crop in, and it's very light. In fact, what you're seeing has it, and it just looks like natural, smooth handheld rather than that shaky, warpy handheld. And it's not like completely smooth. It still it doesn't womp the image. I think the in-body stabilization is the best I've ever seen. The R6 Mark II thing is jello. Like, this is smooth. That shot was incredible. I love how you can see the water and the greenery back there. It's actually a golf course. This is at a very, very beautiful venue. All right, we got Emily doing some shoe stuff. We can kill that. All right, we're back down to one. We're back down to one viewer. Troy's hanging in there. I don't mind not a lot of people viewing it live. I just want it to act like a video afterwards. Like, I want people to see it and watch it. But, I mean, who wants to watch this? I don't know, though. Like Troy said, he's all about it. There are some things I do watch that are similar to this. They're just people doing something in real time. And you could always triple the speed of this thing. So this is a nice shot of the necklace. Remember how I said I like shadows moving through the frame? Not that one. If it don't look good to the eye, guys, don't follow your rule. Break the rule. Break the rule for the shot. That's an incredible shot. Like, to me, this is looking like jewelry commercial. Like, really. Let's take a moment. A little better lighting, and that is jewelry commercial worthy. Not a flex. That is going to be the camera's doing. And the sunlight. Oh, there's a nice smile. A little bit of a smirk right before. We don't want the whole smirk, just a little, and then you go straight to smile. Dude, that's jewelry commercial right there. You shoot that at kind of a down angle with a dirty shot of a guy's shoulder, and she's looking up smiling like that. Boom. That is a nice shot. This would be a good image to color grade. That's all I can think about. Now, I filmed with this camera a wedding before this, and I was like really bummed out about the footage because it was super noisy. Um, and it turned out that I shot it in H.264 instead of ProRes. Yes, sir, this is a Comica M30, and this is awesome. I love this mic. Me and Troy talk about it on the podcast all the time. It's just incredible. But going back to the Fujifilm camera, on the wedding before this, the footage came out really grainy. I looked at the settings and I had shot it at H.246 MP4 basically, and it wasn't so grainy that like it was detrimental. Client never said a word. They watched it on their 4K TV at home. They never said a word. But to me, obviously, videographers were gonna pixel peep a little bit, and it was grainy. I was not about it. But I figured out, oh, that's what that file format does. And I thought I was in ProRes, but I wasn't. But it's okay. But this one I am in ProRes. But I don't know. I just don't feel like Canon gives me that much grain in this low light. So it's the dad's first look. He's looking down, he's looking up. All right. Let me give you a tip, guys. Get a handle on who's paying for everything, right? Sometimes it's the bride, sometimes it's the dad, sometimes it's the stepmom. You just don't know. But when you figure out who is writing your check, keep that in mind, you know? So that's the first shot of him seeing her. Okay, that's all we needed that. And I guess I said that because, like, you know, dads traditionally do pay for these types of things. At least it's a tradition. A lot of them don't. But I know that this dad is very supportive of his daughter. And he was very adamant that, like, this day went really well for her. And I could feel that from the onset. So I took note of it. I was like, all right, this man ain't playing around. You know, he was asking me, do you have everything you need? You ready to go? I'm like, yes, sir, let's go. And because he cares so much about his daughter, he'll care about this section, and they will too. So, but again, do some reconnaissance. Like, figure out who you're dealing with. Great people, by the way. If by any chance they see this ever, which I really highly doubt they will, amazing people. And I'm pretty sure I'll be seeing them at another wedding. All right. A little bit of that. Oh, that's a cool shot. That's a dirty shot of the bride's shoulder, turning to show her dad the dress with her smiling. Literally perfect. Perfect shot. And we'll take the reverse of that because I don't know which one I want yet. So she basically turns around and you see him again. Don't like that one as much, but we'll keep it around for now. Now, let's take a time out. What I'm going to do now is we're going to go back. So remember how I said, this is going to be a long process because we're going through each individual scene. Well, hair and makeup's done right here because you see she goes from hair and makeup outfit to dress. So what we're going to do is from here back, we're going to grab all those clips. We're going to go to label and we're going to make this magenta. Boom. There's hair and makeup. You can make them whatever colors you want. You don't have to do this at all. But for me, it's easy for me when I need to jump out and see the entire timeline to be able to say, I need to go to like the middle of hair and makeup. Bam, there I am. And then, as time goes on, we're going to add more colors, more sections, and more scenes. And we can easily jump back and forth. And even when you want to start mixing scenes, like say you want to show something at the end, in the beginning, you can jump quickly to places, without all these blue clips. And you're like, where's what? You can at least jump to the chapter and then look through the paragraphs, if you will. Okay, we did all that. There's dad. So yeah, I would just call this a new scene. In fact, I think I'll give them their own label. These two. All right. So, did we get any of the bracelet kind of dangling? Yeah, we did. I think this is all in slow motion too, which helps us out. And it's probably why it's a little more noisy because we are not getting as much light into there with that shutter, which that actually might not should matter. I don't know. I'm not a camera engineer. I have a pretty good handle on it, but I don't know every single pixel of science about it. But you would think that it has nothing to do with the shutter speed. It's how the sensor is capturing light, regardless of how much light it is. So I guess if you even gave it more light, maybe just the light would drown out the noise. Who knows? Oh, this is my favorite shot, and it was natural. We got 3 people watching. Dude, that mic is so good, guys. Like, I love that mic or this mic. I'm saying that mic like it's over there. Okay. She just happened to be standing there, as did I, and I just kind of look, and she's just daydreaming, like looking to the her left, and I don't know, like that. That looks just like I don't know what that looks like. It looks like a trailer or like a Netflix trailer banner for a movie, like something broad. Like that's the shot. I don't know what I'm trying to say. For some reason, the camera makes me think of House of Cards, or maybe it's the place they're at. Ooh, that was actually it. So we get double. We got that, and then we got her kind of fluffing it. Again, nobody told her to do that. She's just doing it. And you gotta have your head on a swivel because you never know when something like that's gonna happen. And yes, you could make her do that, but I would have never thought of making her do that. I'm just a guy. That's why you really gotta lean on the photographers because they're usually females and they have a little bit of a better handle on what females want to see. And I would think that that's pretty natural. I like this. Okay, so we got the doors. Good leading lines. I like this composition. If I fail in any area, it's probably like color, honestly, because I struggle with it. But composition, I do kind of pride myself on it. That being said, not all my composition is perfect, but and not this shot's not perfect, but this one I do like it. I wish they would come out with a camera where all your flaws were taken care of. It's like a button. That's a cool shot. Again, remember we talked we need just 3 to 5 second shots. The thing with this is it's long, right? It's like, whoa, how are you gonna fit a 14-second shot? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how to fit it, and I'm gonna show you how to make it 5 seconds later. But I'll give you a little hint ahead of time. It has to do with speed ramping. Some people don't like that. I don't like a lot of speed ramping, but a little bit's cool. And we're actually going to speed ramp this too. So we'll basically make her turn quickly and then give you the slow motion smile. And I'll give you guys another example of products in a shot. So we notice there's a bag that's snuck into a shot. That bag doesn't have a brand name. That design and that print could be from the 1960s. So that's what I'm talking about. I just want things to be timeless. So that bag, for all I know, is from 2003 or 1999. You just don't know. So that kind of product doesn't bother me. I'm kind of just talking about the wedding as I go to. So we're like jump cutting, right? The cool thing with the 4K though is even though we're jump cutting, if we want to hide a jump cut, we can push in a little and it looks like a completely different shot or even a different camera. What? I don't even remember her doing that. Oh, she's moving back. Somebody picking up her dress. I thought she was like doing some kind of. That would be mean, but that would be a really good reel. Or what do you call it? Short. With some trendy music, I guess, but not gonna do that. Even though I do have the license to do it. We'll go through contracts, me and Troy, another day. But, I can use it for any marketing, YouTube, any purpose, really. And we're just getting, get nice little reactions and little movements, man. It goes a long way. I see too many people's wedding films, and my older ones were like this, where people are just standing there, and whether it's in real time or slow motion or not, it doesn't change the fact that they're just standing there, you know? Um, but yeah. Oh, there's like a gasp laugh where you like kind of like jolt a little bit. It's so funny how you get to know all these like types of laughs and when they're coming, when they're real, when they're not. Maybe we'll pan over. Yep. And I'll tell you what, we'll make this section with Dad and the girls all just like Bridal Suite first look. All right, here's a good example of a transition shot, and I haven't gotten a lot yet, mainly because I shot with the drone, and the drone acts as good transition shots to break up the scenes. But little shots like this, nobody's face, but you see the bouquets, you see her bracelet, you see really nice detail of the dress. So I'll cut it there. I think the next part, we don't want that. We're just gonna move on. I like this shot. Again, I like people in the foreground and the background. All right, we don't need a lot of it. Mom and Dad's in the back over there. Dad's kind of got like a mafia look going on with the glass. I'm not gonna lie, that guy was super cool, and he was in charge. Like, if he would have told me he was in the mafia, he's kind of like The Sopranos. If you watch The Sopranos, like, they're mafia, but they're good people, and they're like nice until they're not. So I got the vibe. I was like, this guy's serious. And amen, dude. That's probably gonna be me at my daughter's wedding. So this is a nice handheld shot. Goes down to the bouquet, focuses on that. I'm still trying to master like that Mark Bowen style shooting. He's so good at floating and like smoothly rolling in and out of focus. That whole shot was good. Like this first one I'm not cutting. If you guys don't know who Mark Bowen is, type his name in to the YouTube after you watch all of the videos on the Epic Creative YouTube channel and podcast. Brought to you by, not sure. All right, so that's the scene. So we can go grab all these blues. These are first looks in the bridal area. We're gonna make them yellow. So we got two scenes. Boom. We've got this, which was like hair and makeup. We've got this, which is everybody's now dressed. And quick pro tip, guys, make friends with the photographers first of all, because they're usually female, and be completely honest. Be like, I'm a dude. I don't want to be in here more than I have to, and I want to be respectful. So whenever they're ready to get the dress on and get dressed, I'm going to step out into the hallway of the hotel or wherever you may be, or outside. And whenever y'all are ready for me to come back in to get the buttons and get this kind of stuff, please just come and get me. I'll be right here. And in this case, it took them a couple minutes. So I went out and flew the drone, came back in like 3 minutes, and they were ready for me to come back in. So just be respectful. Use your intuition. Use the cold, hard truth that the photographer is usually a female, and use that to your advantage. I actually like that shot, not the scratching. All right, so here's our groom. Here's Carter. Really cool guy. Works for Airbus. So this guy is an engineer who builds airplanes. Pretty cool. Let's be honest. That's way cooler than this. But he was fun to hang around, so this, okay, I'm gonna give you some context. Sorry, got a little days there because now I'm looking at different scenes. I'm like, oh, I want to see the dynamic range. he's getting ready to do his first look with his bride. So he's facing one way, and we've coordinated this whole thing. We're like, do not move, Carter. And she's going to walk behind him and tap him on the shoulder, I believe. So we're just getting some shots before she gets there. I like these. This is kind of like a good moment to see the man, right? Like, this is the man before the girl, before he like totally ties that knot. Really, it's a sentimental shot if you think about it. Command save. Always command save, guys. I mean, you could do the auto saves. Light setup does. Oh, cool. Yeah. Let's get Troy on real quick. Sorry, guys. We're just gonna take a quick intermission to shoot our boy Troy a link. And it's on its way, Troy. There you go, sir. All right. So we got somebody else coming on. It's my buddy Troy Widger, the co-host of the Epic Creative Podcast, which, if you guys aren't familiar, go check it out. It's on the podcast tab of our channel. And we talk about everything creative and everything creative business. I'm still trying to figure out like a slogan for the podcast, like where creativity meets profit. That sounds sleazy. If you guys have a suggestion, that would be fantastic. Where creativity, I don't know, works for you. Something not stupid, please. And not trademarked. All right, so this is a cool shot. Did I just invite Troy? Troy, you should be getting a link. My friend, if you're still around. There's only one person watching. It's got to be you. So we have currently been going for an hour and 2 minutes, which is not great. It's really going to show how long this takes. It's definitely going to be a multi-parter, guys. And yeah, this stuff takes a long time, but more reason to be like good at it. I like the swipe of the hair and the slow walk up. We'll take it there. Yeah, you guys notice I put Comica like this because I was like, this is a wannabe sponsored video. I just like Comica. I got to actually hang out with the guy who designed this mic at NAB this year. And so, I don't know. I'm kind of biased. And I love the mic. Like, we can go on and on about the mic. Beautiful turn. He sees her. He wows her. He comes in. He hugs. I'm taking that whole thing because we're just going to speed ramp it. Speed ramp it. Cut it up. All right, we got Troy. Let me get this fixed, Troy, and I'll be right with you, sir. About to bring on the Widger. All right, let's see what we got at the stage. Yo, you.
What's up, bro?
What's
Am
up?
I in here?
Yeah, you're in here. I gotta figure.
Just wanted to check this lighting setup real quick. Sorry to hijack your live stream.
No, get up in here, dude. We're chilling.
That's funny that we're both up at 1 a.m. right now. Have you even been to bed yet?
Bed yet? No.
Bro, I went to bed at 6:30. Woke up at midnight.
Dude, you were like, you're dadding it up.
I do. It's like I find that time. It's like I go to sleep right when they do, so I can wake up and be up all night by myself and get the time to do these things. For sure.
Okay, so let me look at this light.
Yeah, tell me what you think. Oh, hold
it's
on.
me and you on the live right now, so.
Okay.
But for any future viewers, we're just looking at Troy's light setup here.
Yeah, we're trying to get this podcast dialed in.
Yeah, you're using an actual camera. That is slick, bro.
How's the focus looking? Is it catching me?
Yeah, you're in total focus.
Okay, cool. How's this lighting look up? You got any tips? What's up? because I can't really look at myself. You know what I mean? Because every time I look
Hmm.
over at my camera, you know what
Yeah.
I mean. I'm
The
not
only
being able to see this side of my face.
I like it. It's super dramatic. The light's like
Okay.
obviously right here to your left, right?
Yeah, it's right here. Yep.
Yeah.
As close as can be without being in
The only
frame.
thing I'd say is I see a glare in your glasses, but it's very small, and I don't mind it
Okay.
personally. And no, I
Okay.
don't know the way you fix that unless you have like a polarizer or you take the light up a little bit. I wouldn't worry about it. To me, what you got going on is tight.
Maybe I will go a little bit higher. You think that might hold on. Let
You
me
can
go a little
try
bit
it.
higher. Let
Try
me
it
go a
real
little
quick.
bit higher. This light stand is so cheesy that I'm using, bro. It's about ready to break.
It's like you blow it and it falls over.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, those are
Okay.
fun.
It's like you don't want to take it too high, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so I'm going a little bit higher. All right. It's been a minute since I've manhandled a light. Okay.
Yeah, I want to see a picture of that thing eventually. Man, I
Any
am
better?
just like, okay, let me look at the noise in this shot. So we're just going through the first look here. Hold on, I'm coming back to you, Troy. Let's see. Let's check out this.
Oh,
This.
cool. I can see it in here. Okay. Okay. Still getting that glare off the glasses.
I wouldn't worry about it, bro. It's on the very corner, but you look great.
It's better now. Is it better now though? Like
Yeah, it's
not
just like a. It's just a
crossed.
tick. Yeah. No, I
Cool.
can see your
Cool.
eyes. Like that's. Yeah, I
Pretty
love it.
dramatic look. Pretty dramatic looking, huh? There's a big dark. And during the day, though, that window behind me will be lit up, so it won't be as dramatic when we're
I don't know,
usually
man.
live streaming.
I'd take it just like this if this
Cool.
is how it was. I like it.
Cool. All right. Well, I won't stay on here. I'll just get back to watching you, listening to you. I just wanted to see what this looks like and break this light down because it's kind of hot sitting in front of it.
Does it feel like we're talking in real time?
Yeah. Are we?
I think there's a tenth of a second delay.
There's that fiber internet. You got to give it up.
Dude, fiber, man. We both got it too, which is crazy.
We're lucky to be in small towns with fiber internet. It's a blessing. We need to
How,
talk about that and how that,
yeah, how that came
what
about.
I, yeah.
Dude, I got a guy
Dive.
we could have on that like is responsible for it.
Okay. Okay.
At
That'd be
least in
amazing.
Mississippi. He's like a
Hmm.
what do you call it? A senator?
Hmm.
No, not a senator. I ain't giving him that much praise.
You had
He's
you had
something,
three people in the live stream at once. That's pretty cool for 1 o'clock in the morning.
right?
Yeah, I
Like,
think sorry to cut you off, but
no,
you
you're
were
good. Keep
just
going.
talking on there about doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just record those and then just push it as a video. I feel they do better that way.
Do they why would they or they do better that way?
Yeah, just because, like you said, it's I don't know. I'm just looking at the performance of the first two that we've done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Well, what one of them's got half.
I felt like it being a video maybe pushed it into more people's feeds. Felt like there was more like comments and engagement right off the bat with that one.
Yeah.
Something to
Maybe
mess with. Something to mess with.
for sure. Maybe we like go live once and then record and then go live once and record.
And kind of see
See
because
if the trend keeps
I
up.
feel like the guys that go live, I don't know. I feel like they like when you get 1,000, 2,000 people checking out your lives, even after it's already been uploaded, those guys kind of got like over 1,000 followers already. You know,
For sure.
so,
Yeah. I guess I was just under the impression that like it was just another thing you could stack. Like it's a video, right? Yeah.
mhm,
But then it's
mhm.
like it's also going to be live.
Right.
I don't understand why it doesn't pop up in the video feed of my channel.
Mhm. That's the thing. It kind of shows up as a live, but I think it still gets pushed as a video to the subscribers.
No,
Like it'll still show up in their video
it
feed.
definitely does, and
Okay.
it's getting views. You
It
know,
is. It's getting like 10 views every couple hours.
yeah. And dude, I started
Cool.
doing math on that today. I was like, okay, I was like, if it can get 20 views a day, that's 100,000 views a month.
That's wow. I didn't think about it like
How
that.
crazy is that?
That's
20,
doable.
20 views a day is 100. Now, the thing is, at some point it tapers off. Otherwise, I'd have a bunch of them that had 100,000 views.
I listened to like a 45-minute interview with that guy who I think you told me about him. He got like, I don't know, 100 some thousand followers without like editing any of his videos. He's like a lumber macroeconomic kind of guy.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with him?
I know a guy who does that,
Because
but I
you
don't know
told
if
me
it's
there
the
was a
same
guy,
guy.
yeah, that like has tons of followers and like has never edited one of his videos. He just shoots them. This guy shoots them on an iPhone 6 in his car.
Oh no, that's not the guy I'm thinking of.
This guy's, I'm like, I feel you, bro. And he still does it because he feels like kind of what we were talking about, like when you're overproduced. Like he's like, I got my audience with this iPhone 6. I don't want to alienate anybody like up in my production, so I just keep it in the car with the iPhone 6. And he has a person that if he does interviews or has people on, he has a friend in another state who sets up a stream or a Zoom meeting for him and then sends him the link. And then his friend uploads it and takes care of it all later for him. So he
Dude,
just does nothing but talks.
dude, there's a lady who does the same thing. She's down here in the South. She's in Alabama somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
She's like 60 years old. She's an iPhone mounted in her car, a GoPro or something,
Mm-hmm.
and she repairs appliances for a living.
Okay.
She drives around and fixes, restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
dishwashers and
Mm-hmm.
stoves and
Mm-hmm.
people's laundry machines, whatever. She's making like 800 grand a year,
I
and
believe
she's
it.
got
There's money in that,
17.
man.
Well, she's got 17,000 followers on YouTube.
Oh, wait, you're talking about just off YouTube?
No, no,
Not her
no,
job?
no, no, no. Her job's making 800 a year.
Okay.
And on YouTube, all she's doing is talking about how to make a lot of money repairing appliances. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
and she's this awesome black lady, bro. She's just
Mm-hmm.
like funny and very
Mm-hmm.
southern. And
Mm-hmm.
so she's just like, y'all got to get this license. You got to get it today.
Yeah, yeah.
This will get
Yeah,
you
there
paid
was
more. She's good though. I like
they
her.
were talking on that thing I was listening to about how I don't know, they're saying that YouTube's supposed to like exponentially grow in the next 3 years. So they're saying that people just want a lot of that content. They were encouraging like you said, anybody, like if you're a plumber, start a YouTube channel about plumbing, maybe you can provide value that way, even if you're just doing like a day in the life kind of thing.
Well, and I think about it like this too, right? If you're a plumber, and
Hmm.
plumbers make some money, dude.
Hmm.
Don't get it
Oh yeah.
twisted.
Oh yeah,
Plumbers
absolutely.
pulling in some dough, bro. Like
Hmm.
they probably play it off like they ain't, but they are.
Oh yeah.
But
I've known one.
let's say you're a plumber and you own your own business and you have to pay for your own insurance, and if you want retirement, you've got to be paying for that too.
Yeah.
The average retirement for somebody is probably like, realistically, bro, it's probably 2,000 a month. Is how
Right.
much money they're either drawing from Social Security, a pension. I'm saying average. There's obviously
Right.
those NASA engineers that are getting a lot more than that.
Right.
But YouTube seems like a great investment to me for the long term.
Yeah, I think for anybody, especially if you're in like a niche type of job or something that people never get to hear about.
Well, dude, think
Even
about this. I'm like at my woes and troubles right now are
Mhm.
that I can't get to 1,000 subscribers. Like,
Right.
that's just my vainness. I'm just like, I want to do that.
Hmm.
If I keep this pace that we're doing,
Hmm.
right, for 20 years, if you could say, if I could snap my fingers right now, I know that in 20 years I will still have this pace.
Right.
I have no worries, bro. I know I'll have 50,000 by then.
Oh yeah. How old are you right now?
31.
Oh, bro, you got 20 in you. I'm gonna be 43 Friday. I don't know if you knew that.
What? Dude,
Yeah.
I thought you were
I thought
40 at best.
I know. I thought because you mentioned in the podcast when you were talking about those other guys, you're like, one of them's 42, and I'm like, that's how I'm like forced because most people think I'm younger than I am. So I figured you probably thought I was like mid 30s or something like that.
Yeah, I thought if you were 40, I would believe it. But honestly, I never would have thought a day older than 40.
Yeah, bro, 43 for this
I would have
Friday.
accepted it. I wouldn't have believed it, but I'd be like, all right,
Right,
whatever.
right.
whatever.
So yeah, let's talk about what you're doing here, bro. It's funny. You are one of the people that everybody I know just cannot. They cannot edit raw footage. They're like, nope, I got to throw at least a lead on it or something. Me, I like editing like that, and then I like putting the lead on like almost last. Like doing my coloring and my lead because I don't know. It's like it's magical. You know what I mean? You're like, ooh, that looks even better than I thought it would.
Oh, trust me, I love it too, and I have a whole process like behind that too. And
Mhm, mhm.
yeah,
Dude, this
it's
footage came out so good. This is
look how crispy this
Danny's
is.
daughter. This is Danny's daughter.
No, his was the one I already released.
So is this the
Um,
most recent one you shot on the
yeah,
Fuji?
yeah, it's the
Okay.
most recent, and I'm really
So
happy with the color.
have you edited this yet? You've already finished this, right? No?
No, no,
Oh,
this is
okay.
this is real time, baby.
When
Like
did you
I,
shoot it? How long ago did you shoot this one?
2 weeks ago.
Okay. So, this is the one you shot when I was in Florida then.
Yep,
Okay,
that's the one.
cool. So let's talk. I'll just sit here and watch you do your thing for a minute.
Well, what I was gonna say is the reason you don't want to do color first is editing, like I said, can be grueling,
Mhm,
and wedding editing can be especially grueling
mhm,
because you've already seen this 80 other times with
mhm,
80 other people. But what you have to keep in mind is they haven't. This is their first time getting married. This is a first for them. This is your 80th. This is their first. So for me to stay interested and engaged and do a good job, I have to be efficient. If I
mhm.
color everything now and I'm going to trim it again, I might end up deleting shots
Yes.
that I sit there
Mhm.
taking time to color. And Hollywood doesn't do it like that. They
No,
edit that
no.
crap. Yes, probably with some kind of conversion LUT or compression
Right.
LUT, but
Mhm.
just to give them more of a vibe. I could easily make a layer, an
Mhm.
adjustment layer, and just do a contrast. Uh, you
Who else
know,
is drinking coffee at 1:30 in the morning? Let's go.
not this guy. I'm really not, but I do need
I
something
know
to drink.
when you first came on, I'm like, "You're sounding tired, bro. You're sounding how I was sounding about 9 o'clock this morning."
Well, I'm also like, I
Trying
don't
to be
know.
quiet.
Yeah, trying to be
Trying to
quiet.
be
That's the
quiet.
main thing. Dude, look at
Yeah.
that. That is handheld, bro.
Yeah, it looks so smooth. Looks like you're on a gimbal. I don't see any shakes whatsoever.
Bro, they
Yeah,
gotta
that
have
was
an
great.
award for this. Like,
Bro,
what's
this
up?
is cool how I can just kind of be in here editing with you. This StreamYard is official. I'm really, really
Dude,
liking
it's so
this.
official, bro.
This is
Like,
cool. I feel
um,
like we're like hanging out in the same room right now.
right. Hold on, let me push it a little further. Dude, it just gets better. And look,
Yeah,
so check
just
this out. Here's a
laugh.
good example of this dynamic
That's a
range.
good shot right there.
They're
I'm
under
getting it.
shadow.
I'm getting it with
They're
that
under
smile.
shadows there. Like they're under
Mhm,
trees. Look when they come out.
mhm.
It's not like it gets blown out.
No, not at all.
I mean, that
No.
can be recovered. All right, that's great. I'll take that there. That's probably
Yeah,
my
take
favorite shot
that.
so far.
I like the one when she was with her whatever that thing is called they wear on their head. Shows you how much I know about a wedding.
Oh, you go to enough of them.
Yo, I've been with the same girl for like 17 years and we still
Well, dude, even if you were to get married, you don't remember your wedding.
right, true.
You
True.
never
That's
remember
true.
your
That's why
wedding.
you have these videos shot. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So here's another shot. I don't know how
That's a
stable
good
this one's
shot.
going to be.
That's cool.
This is handheld me
Yeah, it's
walking,
usable, bro. That's not bad at all, bro.
and you're not going to use a lot of it.
Exactly. You'll cut it
Ooh,
before that comes in. That
this
was
might have
nice.
worked.
Nice little up reveal of her smiling. Yeah, there you go.
I'm telling you, man, this I,
Over the
I
shoulder smile.
I need a whole. I've been using the same system on a gimbal for probably 50 weddings straight,
Uh huh. Uh
and I
huh.
don't know if I'm taking it anymore. I
What do
mean,
you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know if you're taking? You
I,
mean you're gonna go over to
no,
this Fuji because you did this on a shoulder rig, right? With the
no,
Fuji?
I
No.
did this in my
Oh, just
hand.
handheld,
Yeah, with the top
bro.
handle, side handle.
I'm not gonna lie, man. When I'm using a gimbal, half the time I just want to rip my camera off and just like, it's so bad. I feel like the gimbal just is there to make everybody else feel like there's a degree of professionalism going on almost. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
it's there for looks.
Yeah, no, for me though, I will be honest, like I've gotten so good at using a gimbal that
Hmm.
like I can do the most sick Michael Bay looking shots, bro.
Right.
Like I'll shoot at 70 millimeters while rotating at
That's
like
so dope.
4 miles
I
an
want to
hour.
do those. Yeah.
But
So
I
what are you saying? So you shoot 70 to 200? So because I've been wanting to do that. I've been wanting to rig up the 70 to 200 on a big Ronin. Because man, I bet that
well,
shit looks insane.
this is what I'm gonna say. Remember that crop feature we talked about on the R?
Yeah.
I'm using the 50, which turns into like 100. So you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Like I don't put that big lens on there. That lens. But
What
I'm
do you mean? So you're
basically
saying you shoot with your 50 mil at 4K
yeah, sometimes and it gives you that
with that
look.
1.7 crop? So it puts you
Exactly.
like at 85 mil,
Yeah. So
which
basically
is
and when you're rotating or orbiting like that, I don't know, bro. Like I'm really good at using my
oh,
Ronin.
I see what you're saying. So you'll go into 4K for those shots,
Yeah.
so you can get that punch in.
That Michael Bay look.
Bro, that's what's up. Let me do some math real quick. You just gave me an idea.
There's also I was watching your video and
Hmm.
not to like divert too much, but I could actually see like basically the what do you call it? The tension and the sensitivity of your gimbal compared to mine.
Right, right.
Because like I don't know how, but I've got mine just dialed into where like even if I do this, it doesn't
Hmm.
jolt it easy ease and easy outs.
Right, right.
And part of that's in your operation. You know, part of it can be
Bro,
controlled
I
in the
know, lie,
gimbal.
bro. On that shit, on that strawberry. Are you talking about the strawberry festival one?
Yeah, yeah.
Bro, I was being so lazy. I have never used the joystick so much in my life. But I'm just gonna be honest. All of them, you can tell. You can tell which ones I was using the joystick and where I was actually getting some movement in it. But for the most part, bro, I was just getting my angles, setting that shit on the ground, and just joysticking it to get panning shots and stuff. Bro, I
Dude,
was sick and exhausted. I was like
oh,
literally
that's
about ready to
right.
shit my pants.
Bro, I've been there. I've been there.
It's like you might have to go get a man pawn. Anyways,
Dude, like I said, I've been there, man.
it's
Um,
brutal. Those are rough.
you know what I figured out is
What's that?
60 when I have a gimbal,
Mhm.
60% of the time I'm using the gimbal as a tripod.
Yes,
Like just
that's kind of
because
what
you
I'm doing.
have a gimbal in your hand does not
Doesn't
mean
mean
you
you need
have
to
to
get
be
crazy.
doing crazy crap.
I agree. I agree. You can almost tell somebody who just started using a gimbal because they're crazy with it. They're all over the place,
Dude, it's
trying to
like
get these weird, crazy pans and rotating,
yeah.
oscillating things and whatever, whatnot. Anyways, let's get
Hey,
back to what you're doing here.
well, it's related, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
but
This is a good shot. Yeah,
have
that's a
you
real good
been
shot.
have you ever been to an IMAX movie?
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
Well, it's so up and close and personal and giant and right
Hmm.
at your face.
Hmm.
Ima- Pretend your film is on that screen. Do you want
Right.
to be going?
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
No, dude.
It's the less is more, I mean, it's that way
100%.
with music too. Most of the time, less is more.
Dude, check this shot out though. Look at all that blue.
Oh yeah,
That's
looks
blue.
great, and it's not even
Normal.
colored yet. It's not even colored yet either. That's gonna pop.
With a dynamic range, like
It's
how am I
crazy,
seeing purples in these shadows? But this should be blown out. My
right?
EOSR would be blown out
Right. Right.
forever. All right, we're gonna do
What's
something.
the? Do you know the base ISO on that Fuji film off the top of
Yes,
your head?
yes, I do
You
because
do.
it's fixed. Um, if you're shooting in log, it's
Mhm.
a fixed ISO. Actually, it's a
Oh,
fixed floor, so you have to shoot
it locks
1250 or above.
for that's the base, and it locks into that. It like
It
won't let you
12
go below 1250.
exactly, and that's why you have to have a monster ND filter.
Okay,
Like
okay,
my ND
interesting.
almost wasn't strong enough for these
We
shots,
got a five stop variable or something,
something like that. But it's a
right?
Tilta. I mean, it's legit, but
Mhm.
at the peak of the day, the ND turned all the way dark.
Ooh,
What am I doing? Turned all the way dark. It's barely exposing correctly, but it's exposing correctly, so no complaints. That's a nice dude. This venue though, nicest
this
venue.
venue is this venue's photogenic as hell, man. This
Dude,
place is
this is the
beautiful.
nicest venue in the state of Alabama.
What's it
Maybe.
called?
Okay, let me retract that statement, just in case somebody hears that. This is the nicest venue on the Alabama Gulf Coast.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's more
Okay.
accurate because there are some divine venues up in Birmingham and Huntsville.
I
Uh,
bet.
did you ask what the venue was? I'm sorry.
Yeah. What's the name of it?
So it's called the Grand Hotel
Okay.
in Clearpoint. It is
Mm,
world famous and very hidden, but
okay.
lots of presidents, famous people, Elvis Presley, Dolly Parton were like very frequent visitors.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
here's a cool little thing that I'm trying to
That's cool.
incorporate.
That's cool.
So, I carry my little instant
Influences.
camera around
Mhm.
because I'm just a nerd. Oh, I got a man purse now. I have to show you guys that.
I've been
And
had a man purse.
dude, I'm never
Well,
going
I
back.
use the fanny packs. I rock the fanny packs.
Yeah, this one is like a over the chest and like the thing
Yeah.
sits right on my
Yeah.
chest.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Bro, you should have seen me on this camping trip. I never took it off. People at the bar were like, he's got the man purse again. I was like, I'm never going back. I was
Right.
like, buy me a drink.
Buy me a drink. I'll take you. I'll give you an Insta pic. We'll take Insta pics for drinks.
Dude, it's funny. That's my favorite thing to do with my instant camera. That's all I
What?
do
Just take pictures for people. I'm like, here you go.
all day
Yeah.
long.
Yeah. That's
Kate's
fun.
like,
That
Kate's
is
like, you've
fun.
spent $30 on pictures. I'm like, yeah, it's not enough.
Right. Right.
Like there
Yeah.
needs to
That's
be,
cool. I like how you're implementing that in here. That's what's up.
and I gave it to them too. They were pretty stoked.
That's cool. Nice little touch.
Yikes! This footage does come a little green, but I think it's also because we're under like 300-year-old live oaks. When you see,
Right.
like, look at these
Oh yeah,
flowers.
I can tell. I know.
Look at that
Beautiful.
moss, bro.
What a setup.
Dude, what a setup. This venue is very expensive, bro.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
Oh, what a shot, dude. Check it. So we get the picture in focus, her holding it, and then pan up for a little pic. I will say this: there's nobody watching. I was about to tell people something. Future viewers, um, you actually have to care about people to like shoot weddings. There are some buttholes out there that literally are like, I can make how much? I'll do weddings,
It's yeah, but
and they just don't care about
it's
people in general.
they right, and it's not that easy, bro. It's not that easy. Like you said, you gotta have a sense of caring about people, knowing who's who. There's just so many little things that go into it. Um,
Or like this
Staying
nice
out of the
lady,
way.
right? Like
Uh-huh.
she's probably in her early 80s.
Right.
Like when are they ever gonna have this quality of image of her in a video again?
It's special.
I'm
It's
not
a very
saying I'm not
special.
saying there's anything wrong with her. She's like, getting ready to leave us, but I'm just saying this is rare in and of itself.
Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
like in 15 years, she may not be around. And
Exactly.
her
They have
granddaughter's
this.
gonna be able to pull this video up in 4K and see her grandmother.
Bro, that's how I felt when I met that Lewis McCoy. She's 100 years old, man. I met her last week at the Strawberry Festival, and I got a shot of her, her daughter, and her granddaughter all together, and that shit made me cry, bro. Because those are special moments. They'll be able to look at that when she's not here anymore, and that's going to be there forever, man. It's indelible.
Yeah, and that's what I cling to when this stuff gets, you know, hard,
Hmm.
monotonous,
Hmm.
boring, frustrating.
Hmm.
It's just like, well,
The
oh,
moment
here's
once you're in that minute, once you're in that moment of editing it, like I said, when that music syncs up with those moments, it's just special, man.
yep. Wedding
That's a nice
filmmaking gets
shot.
a really bad rap. That's a good transition shot. Break
Yeah,
away from like people's faces.
yeah.
In I was gonna say this. I'm just gonna say it now. But
Hmm.
whenever I was working on the TV show,
Hmm.
I still edit like I'm editing that,
Right.
or like I'm shooting. I wasn't an editor on it, but I was involved in the editing. But
You know, it's
we'd always be trying to get transition shots to go between our scenes, and it could be a
mhm,
flower, it could be a car driving by the street,
you know,
but just something that's not humans. You need a break.
dang, bro, my picture quality went up like 100. I can see like everything. This looks nice. I'm impressed.
I got coyotes in the backyard, dude,
Uh,
or in the backwoods. You hear them?
um, I don't. Your mic
And
must
my,
be that
and
good
my
at
peacock,
isolating.
and my peacock is going off.
You, you might have to get one of the toys out and go see what's up.
Bro, I tell you, I was like in my yard yesterday, just like firing off my 9 millimeter at a rattlesnake.
Yeah, you told me about
It's
that.
wild, wild
That's what's
west
up.
over here in Mississippi, baby.
Right, right.
Dude, we got to defend ourselves out here,
That's a good pick right there. That's a good shot.
dude. And this is the same camera though that you saw the screenshots of Emily's wedding, where they look like
Man,
photographs.
yeah, right. This is 6K footage, right?
6K. No, sorry, correct. Let me correct that. This is 4K. I
This is
dropped a
4K, but that last one you shot was 6K, right?
yes. I dropped it. I mean, yeah, I dropped a 4K because of the file sizes.
Let me ask you how much you said the 6K wedding was about 750 gigs, something like that.
Yeah, it was almost a terabyte.
So how many gigs was the 4K when you went down to 4K?
I can actually check. In fact, I'm curious myself. So if I go to the footage folders, we're not going to count the drone stuff because it only counts for like half a
Right.
gig.
Yeah, yeah.
But if we go to get info, this one is 345.
Okay, so about less than half.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. What? How many cards did you use, and what was your when you did that 750 gigs? Were you having to switch cards out in the middle? What was that like?
Yeah, I was having to dump the card on a
Hmm.
SSD, and then
Okay.
I did it in a break in the day.
Hmm.
So even though I had
Nice.
only racked up a couple hundred gigs, I just went ahead and
Hmm.
did it
That's what's
and
up.
then formatted the card and started over, which is always scary.
Yeah, for sure. What kind of is that a special card that is taking to shoot
For
that 6K?
Yeah, for sure. It's taking the Angel Bird, which is the only compatible card.
What do you got, a terabyte or something?
No, 500.
Okay, how much did that run you, price wise?
Dude, it's actually pretty cheap. It's 125.
Oh, that's not bad.
Um,
Okay,
and I
okay,
got 10% off because I bought it at B&H from the Angel Bird guy. So like,
okay.
yeah, at the trade show you get a little extra off. But
You bought it
no,
when you were at NAB?
yep,
Okay, because you knew yeah, because that's when you got the camera. Okay.
for sure. Yep, this camera was graciously gifted to me by Fujifilm.
So I got the Nifty 50 out yesterday and was doing some photos. I fucking hate this lens, bro. I'm selling it. It's a piece of shit. Autofocus is terrible. It's got focus breathing. It's just after coming from them L series lenses, bro, you just can't. You
You
can't.
can't do it.
You can't. I'm just gonna be a 35 mil shooter, with my 15 to 35 if I'm doing weddings and stuff like that. I'm just gonna be a 35 mil guy, bro.
Well, what's your other option? What other lens do
Well,
you
I can
have?
shoot in 4K. I can shoot in 4K, and that 35 will go up to 60 mil.
Yeah,
So I
just
could
be
shoot at
careful.
4K
The
with
rolling
50 mil.
shutter is insane.
That's right. That's right. And it's even worse when you're in 4K with that, right? With the
Oh,
R.
dude, it's on steroids. That's why, like, I'm so impressed with my 4K shooting because it means I was insanely stable
Right, right.
because it is so jello-y. Um,
Hmm. I'm gonna
you'd be
mess. I'm
better
gonna have
off.
to practice with
You'd
it.
actually
I'm
be
gonna
better
mess with
off
it.
like shooting just 35.
Yeah,
Like, push to
exactly. That's what
35
I was thinking.
every
And
now
then
and again.
eventually get like a 50 mil one too.
Well, I mean,
The big boy.
technically, bro, this all shot at 35.
Is it? You shot all this at 35? Yeah, see? Looks great. I like
Yeah,
35. I like the look of 35.
yeah, and I used to only shoot at 50. But
Hmm.
these last two weddings, I've been shooting at 18 to 35, and then switching,
Wow,
putting on the 50 periodically.
interesting. Just to get variation.
I don't know. I just like the look of this lens more.
Okay,
Well, technically, they're the same lens. They're just different
is this
focal
the
length.
18 to 45 Fuji lens that they sent you? Is this that one?
Dude, I ain't even opened that.
Nice.
But that is a phenomenal lens. Like, don't get it twisted. But it's like,
1,000 subscriber giveaway.
I mean,
Uh,
no, bro, I'm
so
rocking the 16, or sorry, the 18 to 35 Sigma Art.
that's right. Okay, so how long have you had that lens?
About a year. The art lenses
Okay,
just look like cinema lenses to me.
they look great. No, they
I,
look, and they're half the price of the Canon lenses, right?
oh, they look way better than the Canon lenses, bro.
They
For
got that filmic look. They're just they're not as like digital. They got that softer look to them.
yeah, and they're not as good for photography. They're really not.
Right.
They're
They're more of a
okay.
video
They're
lens,
video
video
lens.
lens. Well, maybe eventually in the future, I'll just get a 50 mil Sigma. Don't they have a 1.2 or a 1.4?
1.4.
1.4.
It's phenomenal. It's sitting behind me right now.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some more coffee.
Are you good? Go for it. Change my layout for a second. All right. It's nice to have Troy on the pod here, on the live
It's nice to.
pod.
It's weird having somebody else up this time of night.
I'm basically always up this time of night. I'm just not live streaming.
Right. I
I
know.
joke.
I woke up. I woke up. It was like 11:47. I was like, I saw you said it said like going live at like 11:30 or something like that. And I'm like, this fool's going live, right? He's up still. I was like, okay, let me get my light set up real quick because I was gonna do it yesterday, but I was just too tired. And I was at the park with the kids for a couple hours, so I was like, I'm just gonna wake up early. I didn't expect to wake up this early. I was gonna wake up like 2 or 3. But there's a reason.
See, I usually go to bed at 2 or 3.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're going to bed when I'm getting up. That's usually how it is with everybody that I work with at some capacity. So what are we doing here? Okay, so we got this going on.
Yeah, this is like that dead period. Honestly, they're taking pictures. Like everybody's getting individuals and groups, and there really ain't much for you to do. But this is a good opportunity because we didn't get a lot of the guys in the beginning. Remember, this is
Yeah,
this is a good
yeah.
opportunity to get like fit in lots of shots of the guys. Like check out that
Oh, I
guy.
know what I wanted to talk about. Um, you mentioned earlier in the live stream how uh, you'll probably have like a 20-30 minute video and you got to get it down to like 10 minutes, right? I call it the whittling down. We're like wood carvers. We're constantly whittling away at this to get it where we want it. I will even before I even bring the stuff into Premiere, I'll go through and if there's just shots in there that I'll delete them before I even bring them into Premiere. That's like my first step.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, bro, it's just a whittling down process. It's like you like this shot on your second pass through, and then your third pass through, like, all right, well now I got to be more. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. You got to be more like serious with your cut. So then you start realizing, okay, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this.
Yeah. Well, the sad part is some shots, you know, they just can't fit.
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't have enough
Right.
room for them all. But honestly, I cut my weddings pretty fast. Like if you go watch them, you're not getting a shot for more than 2.5 to 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, I don't like to go
Majority.
longer than like 6 seconds on a shot, and that's like a longer shot. I like what you said there. I'm the same way. Like when I'm with my gimbal in my head, when I'm getting a shot, I'm kind of counting the 5 seconds in my head all the time.
But there's a caveat with the weddings, right?
Hmm.
Obviously, there's the dogs going nuts. They probably chasing a possum. Um, obviously, you want to give the bride and groom the most screen time, right?
Right.
So I'll use. Hold on. My dog's going nuts. It's a blessing and a curse because could be a rattlesnake.
Right.
Um, because you want the bride and the groom to have the most screen time, I
Mhm.
will save those 5 to 6 second moments for them, but I'm like cutting other people quicker. Like I don't need 6 seconds of bridesmaid number
Right,
three.
right,
Maybe I just
right,
need 1 second of bridesmaid number three.
right.
But
Quick cuts,
maybe bridesmaid number two is like her best friend and her sister.
so
Okay.
she gets 5 seconds,
Or
four
no,
seconds.
she gets 4 seconds. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you
Yep.
almost like
Yep. Yep.
the
Yeah.
priority
Yeah.
shifts.
Yeah.
This guy,
Yeah.
I
I like
mean,
the energy of that last one you just put up. That band was looked like they were crushing, bro. The
dude,
dudes with the dreads,
they've
they
been
look like
bugging
they were
me.
getting down, bro.
Dude,
They've been bugging you.
been calling me.
What they want? They want that footage.
JT's like, yo, bro, I'm the drummer. I was wondering if you made that video yet. Like,
You should say, yeah, it's on YouTube, bro. Like, subscribe, comment, all
oh,
that.
he did. I sent it to him. They're just funny.
Yeah, they look good. They look like they were jamming.
Oh, they were stupid good, dude. They're like the meters.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's what's up.
If you ever
That's
listen to
what's
the
up.
meters,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think
they
I might have seen them live at Jazz Festival in New Orleans.
I did
If
too.
I can remember correctly.
I
Nice.
100% saw him in
Yeah.
2015.
The Jazz Fest, New Orleans.
Yep.
Nice. I'm trying to think of when I was there, man. It's so long ago. So we got a comment, right, about somebody who said they knew me, right, on
Yeah.
one of the videos. Bro, that blows my mind. I think I know who that is. That's like somebody from 20 years ago that just found me on here randomly, bro.
No way.
That's so weird. I was tripping because I was like, who is this? And then I went, so I go through his channel and I'm like, I think I know who this is based on the videos. But yeah, what a trip. Shout out to anybody out there from the past, bro. Wow. That was like a 20-year-old homeboy
Oh,
that I
bro.
haven't seen in 20 years.
Bro, so check it. Props to my wife, man. Props
Mhm.
to my wife. She comes to me the day before this wedding and shows
Uh-huh.
me this shot on TikTok. And I
Okay.
was like, oh, that's legit. Like, I gotta
Like
do
this,
that.
right? With them all coming in together.
Oh no, bro. This is me. This is fine. This next shot though, you ready? I'm gonna scrub
Okay.
it. I'm gonna scrub it in real
Okay.
time.
Nice. That's what's up. Hell yeah.
Like, dude, that's a good reel. That reel will get
I'll
like
use that. I'll
20,000.
use that. I'll use that one day for sure. You give me all these good. I'm ready to go shoot a wedding, bro. Let's go.
Dude, there's once you really wrap your head around like the process, they're pretty fun.
Mhm,
And they
mhm.
get a kick out of it, dude, because you gotta think, this is their first time doing this.
Right,
This is
right.
like my 100th.
Mhm.
So I have to keep that in perspective because it's easy for me to get like bored and to be like, I don't know, to
Kind of like you're
lose
just
like
going through the motions,
exactly.
right? Where you got to be more upbeat, kind of get them more into the moment, because being in front of a camera is nervous for people who aren't used to being in front of a camera. A lot of people get really nervous. So anything you can do as the videographer to lighten the mood, make them laugh, have a good time. It's about having a good time, really.
Yeah, and I think that the handheld has helped with that because the gimbal just looks crazy. Like my gimbal,
Yeah,
especially, bro, it's all crazy rigged out.
right. It's like intimidating to the people. Looks like they're getting ready to be on television or something.
Let me tell you, people call it, and I don't tell them this is the nickname. Multiple people have called it the spider cam. I'm like, where y'all getting this from? It's like, I don't know, it looks like a spider.
All right. That's high speed, bro.
High speed. Dude, somebody that I need to send these podcasts to is Vincent.
He'd probably like those. He'd probably enjoy them. Have you sent any to
Jason?
Jason? Yeah,
Yeah, I sent him the first one. He just emailed back super cool. I don't know if that means he
nice.
watched it or like awesome.
Probably not. That's a good. Those are some good shots. These are some good shots. Right?
I think he probably did watch like the first couple minutes. Because I did mention you were in it. I was like, hey, me and Troy started this. Check it out. Let's see how far we are, right? Get perspective.
Right, yeah, through cutting. I know, bro. That's the thing. When I last week when I shot that, bro, it's like when you're so used to these, you almost like, and you're editing them too. you're the shooter and the editor, you're almost like shooting as you're editing, right? I'm like, all right, here's my next wide shot. Here's this shot. Here's that shot. Where I think I only had to like delete probably like 5 clips in that whole thing that I didn't use. You know what I mean? Because as I was shooting, I was kind of editing in my mind. If that makes sense to you, do you do that?
Oh, 100%. And the more you shoot, the more you're editing the final in your mind too.
Yep, yep. So when you get to the computer, you already know, like, all right, this shot. You kind of already know what the shots are
So
and
I've
what
got
to
an
do.
hour and 45 minutes in this right now, and this is how far I am.
Yep, this is the monotonous. This is the part of editing that is not so much fun. But you know what? This is almost like, remember how I talked the other day about the 80-20 with the prep? This is like the prep work, right? This is like that 80% of it right here.
Oh, there's a super hack too for this if you want to know it. Or anybody out there, all you viewers, if you want to know the super hack. Notice I'm doing no audio design right now.
Mhm.
Just editing,
Yep,
just muted
yep,
timeline. This
yeah,
is a fantastic moment to put on your favorite podcast,
absolutely.
bro, which is the Epic Creative Podcast. No, I'm kidding. It's probably the freaking Ninjas Are Butterflies. Do you listen to that?
Ninjas are butterflies. That sounds familiar. Where have I heard that before?
Bro,
Yeah, I definitely know that podcast. What's it about?
it's these people in Pensacola, just an hour and a half from me, or an hour from me, that have a
Uh-huh.
t-shirt business, and they just started doing a podcast in the t-shirt shop, and they just talk about conspiracies and all kind of crazy shit.
They've been on the confessionals before. That's where I know them from.
Probably. But dude,
Yeah,
these guys are
yeah.
so funny, and it's the guy, his wife, his best friend, and
Hmm.
they literally like, you can buy your bulk t-shirts there. You
Hmm.
could buy like 50 Papago shirts or whatever.
Oh, they screen print for people.
Yeah, they
Okay,
screen print for
okay,
people, and that
okay.
and they're up to 102 million, no, 100.2 million subscribers
On where?
on
YouTube?
YouTube. They're
How?
mad. I don't know. I started watching them when they had about 40.
They're pretty funny, aren't they?
They're hilarious, dude. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
main
I
guy
know
and
who
the
these guys
owner
are.
has these long ponytails and looks like a
Mhm.
Viking.
Nice,
How do we
nice. I
start
think
talking
I've
about
I've
them?
heard them before.
But yeah, you
We'll
can
have to
put
try to
on
get
that
them on sometime.
podcast. You can put on the confessionals, and because I mean, literally, I'm just looking for moments like not like that, swiping a bug away.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No, I don't want that. But you're just looking for moments. That's not like I'm doing. Now, when sound design comes, yes, you have to dial in.
But you know what, bro? With remix nowadays, you don't have to dial in so much, man. That audio remix in Premiere is incredible.
Well, no. You can
Absolutely incredible.
remix, but then you have to go cut to the music from beginning.
Right. But I'm saying you remix, I remix first, and then I'll kind of go in and cut from there.
Oh yeah, that's
Because
exactly what I do.
surprisingly, man, surprisingly, you'll see you'll get some magical sync up moments if you just kind of let it go on its own and then go in and fine tune it. I don't know. It's weird.
No, I'm excited to get to the cutting part because I think people traditionally think like cut to the beat, but in professional editing, and I'll go back to TV, bro. There's
J
a
cuts,
reason,
L cuts.
and
Yep.
J cuts and L cuts apply to music as well. That's what people
Mhm.
miss. They think J cuts and L cuts is just for audio and images, but
I used it in the last one. You'll see. Like what I'll do is like the audio will say what's coming, and then the video will come in after it's set in the audio.
yeah, for sure. Well,
Mhm.
and I'm just talking for this, right? There's no lyrics. It's just going to be music.
Yep.
So I even mean the beat. Like I don't always have to
Yeah,
cut on the
B.
beat.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not that I'm
yeah.
even off beat. I might be on the first quarter note of the next measure.
Let
But
it breathe
because
a little bit.
yeah, but because I'm a musician, like I do know that that's still technically on beat. It's not on the
Hmm.
down beat. Everybody thinks like
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Like yes, that
One,
is the
two.
beat, but there are beats in
You don't need to
between
be on
those.
that.
There are beats in
Exactly.
between those beats that exist.
Yeah. The one, the three, the offbeat. Yeah. The two, the
Exactly.
four. You can mess with all that. Yeah.
It's really the
And
ands,
you're
the
right, bro. It does
mm.
help being a musician. It definitely does help having some music
Look at
acumen
these
to it.
dudes. These guys are
Having a
clowning.
good
This is
time.
good guy shots.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the other thing about
How old, how
weddings
old,
and
how
stuff.
old are these? How old is this guy?
I think he's
You gotta be.
about no, dude. He looks older because he's got a beard and he's
No, I'm
losing his
saying I
hair.
know he's younger. I'll say you gotta be kind of younger to still have this many friends.
Yeah, these guys are fresh out of Alabama, like 2 years
Okay,
out.
okay,
So
okay.
they're probably pushing 25, 26.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Some strapping young lads.
I actually prefer and enjoy people who have just graduated college because they have
Sure.
like very vibrant friend groups.
Hmm,
You know,
hmm.
they'll get crazy at the dude. These are some
Yeah,
of the best shots.
you don't want no 43-year-old dude with me where it's like you're the best man and the videographer. The ring bearer.
Dude,
Oh shit.
I
Ooh.
did a wedding that was so ratchet, bro.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't that long ago.
What
Dude,
happened?
we
Tell me.
gotta make it.
Let's hear it.
No, it needs to be a podcast.
Okay. We'll save it for the funny wedding
Just
story
just
podcast.
think about it like this. Help me remember. Bud Light and crawfish wedding.
Ooh, okay.
That's what we're
Sounds like
looking
something that'll go down around here, minus the crawfish.
I
Maybe
give
like
you a
frog
little give
legs.
you a little tease.
Bud Light frog
There's
legs.
many stories, but I give you a little tease. That freaking I can't do it. It's too funny, dude. The maid of honor was screaming. God. All right, I gotta get off. No, I'm kidding. The maid of honor was screaming at people at the ceremony.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's not how you're supposed to walk.
That's not how you're supposed to walk.
Like, just going off at the ceremony on people.
Was she wasted?
No.
No. That's even funnier. That's not how you're supposed to walk, huh? Was she like? Was she like? Was she like your production assistant or what? She thought she was she thought she was the director of the show, huh?
Dude, she thought she was.
That's not how you're supposed to walk. It's like this, and then she does a little catwalk for you. Yo. So what do you do in those situations where you're the videographer and you gotta try your hardest not to laugh your ass off? That would be hard for me because I'm a laughy kind of dude. I would just be
I was
busting up,
laughing.
bro. Yeah, I mean, how can you not at that point?
Well,
That's tough.
half of the people there are like civilized, half of them are not. It was like two families.
He said half of them were civilized, half of them were not. That's hilarious.
It's just
Two different families, also known as two different families. Oh boy.
I mean, it was a rare breed of a wedding for sure. But she was just if you saw an image of her, you would go, "Oh, okay."
Well, this makes sense. This checks out. This checks all the boxes. Here, I'm gonna get off camera and blow my nose real quick. I was laughing too hard there, and I got some
I'm dying.
congestion going on. So yeah, bro, just keep chopping this up, bro. I'm in here with you.
That's all you can do, man. I'm at 2 hours.
Bro, I spent probably like 3 or 4 hours just chopping it up last week. I was like so over it at the end, but you know how like once you're in it, you just don't want to stop, you know? You're like, I'll take a break and get some coffee in a minute. It's like an hour later and you haven't moved. You're still editing.
Well, you see how long this takes. Like sometimes I'll have like 6 piled up.
6 weddings?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Well, when it's
Jeez.
busy season comes, which is usually spring and summer, but we're in a leap season because of COVID, and it's a long story. But
Mm.
basically, there was like this time period where people weren't getting engaged. Then there was a really influx to get engaged and get married quick, and now we're back to normal. It's like we had this huge spike the last 2 years of weddings,
Hmm.
and now we're like kind of getting back to normal. So like
Interesting.
last year this time, I would have already shot like 7 weddings, but
Okay. Wow.
but this year I've had like 2 weeks in between each.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. And my whole when I have that much time, my whole goal is like before the next wedding is to be shot, I have to have this one done. That's like my deal to myself.
That's a good rule to live by to keep yourself from getting overwhelmed.
I mean, 2 weeks is doable, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if I put in eight
This is
hours a
the
day, I'm done in one day.
so this is that cable that I got. It's not. It didn't work, bro. So I'm figuring out the audio side of this and how I'm going to go about this.
Man, you know how easy.
Probably just get the Comica. I'm probably just going to get the Comica eventually.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
I have good audio, bro.
It's been an easy fix once I got the Comica. Because
Yeah.
even having like good mics around here, like it's a lot of setup. But with the
Yep.
Comica, it's just one little USB cable,
Plug and play. Yeah.
and I'm
Plug and
done.
play.
I'm
Yeah.
so
And it sounds
spoiled
great.
now. Dude, I'm
It
ready for
sounds
that
great.
40, the VM40.
When did they say that was coming out? Because I'm kind of wanting to hold off for that and see like how close that is.
It's got to be soon because I used it. Like that's the
Mhm.
thing. It'd be different if it was a
Okay.
picture, an AB, like a
Right.
poster, like an ad
But it was
vert.
there. You used
No,
it.
he was like putting headphones on me, and we were recording videos on a green screen with it. So I was like, okay, this is a real thing. Um, I can't remember when he said.
How long has that VM30 been out now? Not what year?
Probably a year. I
So
mean,
not too long at
I
all.
didn't find out about it until about 3 months ago, and as soon as I found out about it, I bought it.
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't even really accurately probably tell you how long it's been out.
Oh, I searched it, so every video in my feed is about it now.
Yeah, I mean it's just a really versatile and good mic. Um, like if you're watching a documentary, I would say you're gonna tell the difference on your big TV with surround sound, the difference between this and a Sennheiser NTG or whatever.
Hmm.
But if you're watching YouTube videos on your phone or your iPad, you can't tell the difference between the two without doing a side by side. You know, like here's what this
Right.
sounds like, here's what this sounds like. Nobody's gonna listen to this and go, that's definitely not a Sennheiser. But that's just how I feel about it. I have a technically a nicer mic in this room, but you have to plug in an interface and XLR and all this other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this,
Ain't got
I'm just,
time for that.
I really don't, dude. I got 3 kids in there that are
Exactly.
little crazies sometimes.
We got to capitalize on every minute we have.
Every
Time
minute,
is
bro.
ticking. When you got 3 kids, time is ticking
Yeah, and
constantly.
you think too, or at least I think, when they get to be a senior in high school, where do
Hmm.
I want to be as their
Right.
dad? Like,
Right. Right.
if I'm still doing this, that's totally fine. But
Oh, absolutely.
I'd like to be doing this in the combination of like 100,000 subs on YouTube.
Right.
That'd be cool.
I'd like for my kids to be doing this when they're seniors in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, imagine if you've already conquered it too, you know?
Exactly. And then you're there to teach your kid and all the gears there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
our kids have a big advantage there. If they want to do it, they may not show any interest. You know what I mean? That's
well,
the only
dude,
thing.
I think two of mine for sure. Actually, all three. Dude, I gotta show you this video, bro.
Okay.
These kids are so creative, bro. I'm not even kidding. My kids are gonna be insane people.
Right. Right.
I'm about to show you this video, and it literally blows my mind. They
I
put
know
this.
my My
Go
6 year
ahead.
old's already asking me, like, can I start YouTube? I'm like, no, no, not yet, but
This is what
eventually.
my kids put together tonight while I was editing, and they're like,
Okay.
Can we use this? Can we use that?" I was like, "Sure." I'm not gonna play the audio. It's really loud.
What they use?
Where's the phone? They put a stage together.
Oh, nice, dude. That's awesome.
Like, you
They
got
got
the drum
microphones and
set.
everything,
Yeah, they got a
bro.
backdrop. They got lights. They got a lighting show. They're
Bro,
doing "We Will Rock You" by Queen.
they are crushing it, bro. Let's go.
Dude, look at that. They were like, "Come to our concert." Dude, I sat there
I
for like
love it,
30
bro.
minutes.
That is so cool, dude. That's so
Well,
cool.
look, Harley Joe is Bluetoothing the songs to a speaker, so it's loud, like a karaoke
That's
machine,
awesome.
and they're literally doing karaoke like full on.
I love it. I love it,
And then they cried
dude.
because I was like, "It's 10 o'clock. Y'all got to go to bed." They were just like, "We're doing our concert." I'm like,
They're like 2 more hours. Set one isn't even over yet,
"Yeah,
Dad.
dude, I'm telling you."
That's cool, bro. You know they're all, dude. You never know. They may be in a little band together, like the next Kings of Leon.
I mean, that's a crazy thing now that I really look at it.
It's awesome, bro. That's special
Like,
right
they
there.
even had a tip thing out there.
Heck yeah.
It's like, "Oh, you already got all my money, so you have to find somebody else for that." But yeah, oh yeah, what I was gonna say was, my kids, two of my kids, struggle in school,
Mhm.
just generally, and I did too, man. It just wasn't my thing.
Mhm.
It's the
Right.
format. It's not learning.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the 35 people in the same room reading.
All day long. All day
Yeah, and
long.
it's the fluorescent lights, and there's a lot that goes into that. But
Don't
that
get me
being
started,
said,
bro.
there's some lyrics that I cling to by the late great, um, you know, um, the late great Bo, the lad insane, the Bows. What else was he called? The
Talking
hero,
about David Bowie.
David
Talking
Bowie.
about Starman.
Well, Ziggy. I didn't want to throw that
Yeah.
one out there first because it's so obvious, but yeah.
Right.
Um, Ziggy
Major Tom.
Stardust, Major Tom, the Alligator Man, whatever you want to say.
We can go on.
We can literally go on.
Anyways.
But he has this lyrics in this song on the Honky Dory album, and the song
Good one.
is
Good one.
called "Oh You Pretty Thing."
Hmm.
Such a good song. Whoa, what happened to exposure there? Mm.
My favorite Bowie album is Low. You ever listen to it? Give that whole album a spin, bro. Low.
Yeah, I'll give it a
Low
spin.
is dope,
It's like a
bro.
1980s album, right?
Yeah, he went electronic. He has Brian Eno producing with him. It's so good, bro. So good.
But that hunky dory lyric inside of that song is,
Mhm.
"And if the homework ever brings you down, we'll throw it on the fire and take the car downtown."
Yeah.
It's talking about
Yeah.
the kid going to school. He's like, "We're going to send you to school, but if the homework ever makes you sad, we'll just throw it on the fire and go play guitar with your dad." Like,
Nice. That's what's up.
to me, it's
Yeah,
like,
it was.
yeah, I can teach my kids how to make money, I feel like.
Mhm. Absolutely, and be creative at the same time.
Yeah,
It
like,
was tough for me because I homeschooled my daughter until just this last semester. She started kindergarten, and it was tough for me, man, because I hated school, and I just I'm not really kind of the establishment type of dude, and she loves it, man. She went to summer school for 2 weeks because she just loves school so much. She got all fours, and like they grade them in kindergarten, like four is the best they can do, you know. She got
mhm.
all fours and threes, and she's like, I want to go to school this summer, and like she wants to go to school on the weekends. She just loves it right now. So I'm like, all right,
Well,
whatever.
see, that format works for her.
Uh-huh. But it's not gonna work for my second, bro. My wild child, bro. I can already tell it's gonna be a complete different ball game, and as it is with every child, right? They're all different. They're all
Well, isn't that
individual.
sad? Like, you clearly know your children are different personalities,
Mhm.
but they're
Mhm.
gonna go do the exact same thing. Doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Like, even if we're trying to make these people be people when they leave the school, are they all going to work at Starbucks? Are they all going to be civil
Right.
engineers? So it make any sense? It literally doesn't make any sense.
I'm just glad I'm glad I'm in a small town. I'm glad my kids are in classes of like 15 kids per class, things
Yeah,
like
that is
that.
good.
So it's good. I'm gonna step off again real quick.
Very
Blow
good.
my nose. Still getting over this respiratory infection, whatever I was dealing with. Nasty, whatever it is. Excuse me.
Dude, look at this tree they got married under.
Hold on, let me come in and look at it. Oh, beautiful. How do you think that sucker is?
Old. The the further the limbs
Older.
hang to the ground, the older it is. It's probably 150 years old.
Oh yeah.
It's when the limbs are hanging to the ground and then growing into the ground. That's when they're like 300 years old. Dude, live oaks down here are another thing, especially in the swamp. This is in the swamp, by the way. That's a swamp running through this hotel.
Nice.
Dude, it is $1,300 a night to stay there.
Wow.
And I was
That's
getting
crazy.
some insight from the manager. I was like, how does this place stay so booked being in the swamp in Alabama?
Hmm.
And she was like, it's like legacy rich families from Atlanta and New Orleans. They just come here. And you should have seen like the pool and the beach. They were like, they just come here because they know nobody knows about it. Their families have been coming here for 50 years.
Right. It's like
And
a family tradition.
they know it's going to be low key, but it's also going to be like 6 star.
6 stars hotels. That's what's up.
So yeah, it's really interesting. Like everybody there that okay. So let me tell you what the girl's dad does.
Uh,
Really great guy. Vice president of a bank, which is not like an everyday title.
right.
Not a branch of a bank.
Whole
A
bank.
bank. Yeah, bank. Not a
Man.
branch. I should have said that. But yeah, I mean he was like top earner for sure. Good guy. I really like him. All right, here comes grandma number one.
So how far along are you on the timeline?
Let's see. I ain't come much further than earlier, I don't think. Yeah, I'm getting close to a quarter of the B-roll trimming. I mean,
Just
this
no way
is
around it, man.
this
There's
is
just no way
supposed to,
around it.
no, and they're trying to figure it out with AI, and I just don't. I mean, I don't know how it could learn how to do that.
The only thing I could think of is like some crazy program model where they're like, looking for movement in the shot or facial recognition where they can see a smile or something, know to cut like before the smile, after the smile, things like that.
Yeah, I'm also slow. I mean, I could be like, I feel like I'm a little.
Yeah, well, you're multitasking. You're talking and streaming and doing this, and I'm distracting you. If you were just sitting there by yourself, you'd be flying.
Dude, I've seen some other people though that stream monotonous things, and they're getting like so many views. So I know it's not like abnormal.
People are into it. I watch 2 3 hour live streams of people mastering songs and stuff all the time. Yeah,
That's
if you're
wild.
into it, you're into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that guy crying. That's a good shot right there. Did you see that dude wiping his tear away? Oh, get him after, yeah, get it right after the first wipe. There you
Hey,
go.
you know what I think of that? You know what I think of that?
What?
Delete.
Got the whole thing. You're like, no,
He
you don't
was
want to see
wiping
yourself
sweat. He
crying.
was wiping sweat off of him.
It
Look at him fixing
looked
his
like crying though. It looked
cummerbund.
like he was crying. Yeah, get rid of this shot.
Yeah, that's not a good one. Oh, but that's good.
No, yeah,
Right
that's
at,
decent.
right at the smile.
Looking at him and then going, yeah, there you go, right there. Boom.
Yep, we're just culling footage, man. It's crazy.
Little ripple action constantly.
All
Excuse me.
day. Dude, I
All day
really want
ripple.
to I kind of want to switch to DaVinci.
Why? because of the coloring.
It's everything.
That's the only thing.
It's all in one software. It has the most unique and efficient way to save. It's just better. It really is, I think. And the AI tools are already ahead of it.
Are they? They got that. They got the better AI tools.
Dude,
Man, I can't quit blowing
their
my nose right now.
effects.
Sorry about this.
Their effects are crazy.
Well,
Like,
I always knew Da Vinci for coloring.
oh yeah, well,
That's what. Go ahead.
DaVinci Resolve was a standalone company, not
Mhm.
part of Black Magic. And then Peter, God, no, I can't remember the guy's name. I met him, the owner. He acquired it because he wanted the color science in the cameras. But as a side note, he just got the DaVinci company too. Like it would be a color suite. So that's why they started including it in the Black Magic boxes. When you buy a camera, you get DaVinci.
Oh, I
Which
didn't
is,
know that. How
oh,
long ago when did they start doing that?
2010.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so that's like their brilliant marketing scheme of all time.
I've never got to mess with Black Magic stuff. Never put my hands on anything Black Magic. Looks cool. I've always checked it out and been into it. Looks cool.
It's different, man. It
Uh-huh.
it really is. You think about it too. They're an Australian company.
Hmm.
They're so like disjointed from the Western world, but their
Right.
cameras are so good. Or they,
Hmm.
I want
And
to say,
they're pretty moderately priced too, right? For
well,
what you get.
that's been their whole thing the whole time.
Hmm.
Even their highest end camera is 14 to 16,000.
Oh, did I die on my feed? Hold up. I think my battery died on my camera. Let me switch that out.
Hey, at least your audio
Yep.
stayed.
Exactly. Yeah, because I'm on the AirPods. Yeah, we switch the camera out, which is cool. So if my battery, my camera dies, you won't completely lose me ever. Just switch it out real quick. I need to get the plug-in sucker eventually.
And I will not, I don't like make a rule for myself to have to include a shot of everybody walking down the aisle. I'll just get a few
You
of a
do
few.
that or you don't do that?
No, I don't. I get a
I was
few
gonna
of
say, yeah.
my whole thing is a few of a few. If you make it, you make it.
Mhm.
If you're the bride, you definitely
Right,
make it. Look at
right.
this little guy though. Little people are cute. That little girl wasn't having it though.
All right, all right. I'm back. I'm back.
Oh, you're good.
Back.
Cool.
All right, back that girl. Okay, so we're getting to the ceremony now.
Which is very beautiful.
That's a
Southern
good shot.
antebellum.
That's a
Yeah.
good shot.
I like this. Like she comes
Is
right
that a
up here.
grandmother
Yes. That is the groom's mother.
and a daughter
I think niece.
niece?
Actually, it's definitely niece.
Looking
It's the
good.
twin sister's daughter. It's her daughter.
Looking good.
No, no,
Looking
no.
good,
Sorry.
everybody.
Sorry. Man, I just love Southern antebellum weddings.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just look at that. It looks like, you ever seen the movie Sweet Home Alabama?
Hmm.
This is
Hmm.
like where they got married.
Bro, I'm telling you, those screenshots from that last wedding that you did, them 6K screenshots were beautiful, bro. It looked like something straight off a movie storyboard.
That's what I thought. I was just like, what is going on here? But hey, you know what? This girl from Fuji, the girl who worked for Fuji, who gave me that camera, not gave it, she handed me the box.
Right.
Producer girl. She made a comment that stuck with me because she has a production company in LA and they're doing like Cheerios commercials, like for the
Okay.
cereal brand. Like
Mhm.
they're doing like high end commercials. And they're shooting it all on the Fuji GFX 100, which is the step up from this camera. But she was like, "Yeah, we shoot everything on Fuji." I was like, "That's so strange to me. Like nobody does that." She was like, "Yeah, but once you go Fuji, you never go back." And she like gave me a
Yeah,
look.
I'll be interested to see how what cameras you're grabbing moving forward. It'll be interesting to see because this is what your second wedding with this camera now.
Yeah. I don't know. I really want to shoot a documentary with it, but I don't know, man. Cameras are cameras.
Yeah,
It's really the story, I guess. But it's just like that video I did today, the C2 C100. Um,
yeah. I fell asleep watching that.
that camera's so good, dude. Well, I appreciate that,
Oh yeah, I actually use that camera. Remember, you let me when we shot that little documentary about you playing in Joshua Tree. I used that
dude. I should have
C100.
used that for
That,
some B-roll.
that camera's awesome, bro. I love it. I love the feel. I love just the body design of it, the feel of it, all the buttons and features. So the C400 that just came out, bro. That thing has 3 different base ISOs, and did you see how high one of them is?
Yeah,
It's like
that
12,000 some, bro. It's
I think I'm
crazy.
gonna record a video on that tomorrow, just because it's basically free. It's like 2,000 views for free.
Right,
That's what
right.
I've come to learn. Like if a camera comes out, just talk about it real quick.
Yep.
Um,
Every video gets like 3K views on it, no matter how many there are.
I did that on the Pixis. It's got 3,000 views. I didn't have the
Yeah.
camera. I didn't touch the camera. Read the specs, talked about it a little bit. But I do have a lot of experience with the cinema line from Canon, and that camera looks like, I don't know though. The R5C is so good too, because I'm a dual shooter. Like,
Have you used the R5C?
oh yeah, at length. I wore that
Okay.
camera out. Yeah. Well,
Because you said you used the C70 too, right?
correct. When me and Mark were shooting a lot together, Mark Ingram, a scout we have
Mhm,
on eventually,
mhm.
he had it because of the company he worked with. So we would just use it on our personal
Right,
project after
right.
work. Um, and we shot a Eubanks Farms commercial with it. We shot a trailer commercial with it. Um, we shot a commercial in Erie, Pennsylvania with it. And
Nice.
I really
R5C, right?
R5C. Yep,
Mhm,
R5C. And then, but before that, even we shot with the C70 before that, before the R5C was
mhm,
out.
mhm.
Um, we did rent it a few times, but Mark basically temporarily owned the R5C. And I just love that camera, dude. I love how I could switch between photo, like the highest end of photo and the highest end of video.
How many megapixels a photo does it do? Do you know?
48 at the highest end.
Woo! Dang, dang. And
Which
then how
I
much is
never
that
touched
bottle?
that. Seven
How much is
thousand.
that bottle?
7,000.
Okay, okay.
It ain't cheap.
Interesting. So for a grand more, you get the C400,
But you can't take
but
pictures on the C400.
exactly with a 48 megapixel sensor. Yeah,
So
exactly.
if you're not a hybrid shooter, no big deal. You're only a video shooter. I'm a hybrid
I
shooter.
think I would have to go for the R5C, bro. I think I would grab the R5C if it was that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I feel about it. Now
That's why I got the R in the first place because it was when it was the only EOS out.
now I've
What is it?
obviously
30 megapixel? 30 megapixel in that?
which one, the R
The R. Yeah.
20, yeah, 28.
28. Okay. Which is
Yep,
still pretty darn good for as long as this has been around.
dude, the R looks stupid good. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I would
I
defend it
recommend it
all
to
day,
everybody, bro.
dude.
So somebody was also recommending the RP, Tony Northrup's channel. He was like, he uses them just for streaming for the channel.
Oh, okay,
He's like,
yeah,
look, he's like, if you're doing live streams, he's like, these RPs, you can get them used for like 500-600 bucks. And he's like, these are the ones to use.
yeah, they all have their place. For some reason, when you said that, I was going no, because like it has a lot of
Yeah, it's not a great
downfalls.
camera. Yeah, but
But
if you're
for
using it just for streaming, yeah,
dude,
it'd be
for
dope.
streaming, I would get 4 of them.
Exactly. That's what he said. They got like 3 or 4 of them in their studio. That's what they're using, switching between them all.
Oh yeah, for streaming, they're definitely a go. But you know what else
Shout
is a
out,
go?
shout out Tony and Chelsea Northrop, bro. Love those guys. Love those
Dude, some
two.
OGs, man. And Tony
Yeah,
is like,
yeah.
is Tony like the sharpest tack ever in the toolbox?
He probably is. He
I mean,
probably
does
is.
anybody articulate themselves and have as much wherewithal about everything than him?
I don't think so, bro. That's a power couple right there for sure. They
And then
complement each
Chelsea,
other really
Chelsea's
well.
just the right amount of quirky and intelligent.
I love them.
I
Love
mean,
them. I
so is
got their
he.
books and everything. Yeah, yeah. They're like I said, man. That's a power couple, bro.
Dude,
That's a team right there.
I recently heard another basically content creator kind of ripping on them.
Who was that?
I can't
Interesting.
remember who it was, but I was thinking to myself, like, do you know who you're talking about right now?
These are triple OGs right here, bro. Better put some respect on their name. Nah, yeah, those are my favorites. When it comes to the camera and all that, that's who I would listen to first.
You know, I did a really good series of the history of every camera company. It's a playlist,
Mhm.
and they're all like an hour and a half long. So it's like 10 hours of the history of
Nice.
every camera company. It's really good. It's like a documentary
Bro,
series. I can just
this
sit there
light
and
is
listen to him
showing me.
talking about it.
This
What's it
light is
doing?
showing me everything. I got white sand stuck in my mouse from the beach still.
Oh, I thought you said this light is shitting on me. Like, oh, it's not working?
Oh no, it's showing me every little detail of everything in my. Show me how dirty everything is right now. That's a good shot.
I
That's
think
a
so.
good
It's the
shot.
little moments, right? That you don't think about. Like when she's 16 and she watches this.
She'll be like, "Oh, Nana loved me."
Yeah, Nene, I love you, Nene.
Yeah,
It was so hot though, bro. I'm not gonna
that's
even.
that's cool, man. I like how they use the tree.
Oh yeah,
That's
it looks so
cool.
natural.
Yeah, that's awesome. Super cool.
I want to say we're halfway, but I know that's not true.
Whatever.
At least I'm
I'm up.
deleting some.
I'm here for it with you.
Oh,
Two
dude,
thirty three
look
a.m.
at these
bro.
random people walking way out there in the back.
Oh yeah.
It's a walking trail around the pond or the swamp, I guess.
It's nice that we're in the same time zone because usually I'm always hours apart with everybody. This I didn't realize how actually convenient that was for us. Seems like we're able to sync up with each other a lot easier.
Dude, it's like you're on top of me. You're just like, whew, just up there in Illinois.
Yep, yep. Just jump on the Mississippi River and come on up, bro. Yep.
I would be super interested to shoot a wedding, actually, to see the
Come up, bro.
culture.
Bring
If
the
you can,
camper up, and you guys are more than welcome to stay anytime. Bring the whole family with you.
bro, if we can book it, me and you will go shoot it.
Yeah,
But
we gotta. I gotta pull up right back in my garage. You can pull right up with power and everything, bro.
what I was gonna say is, I would actually just be interested to see the cultural differences between the people.
Right,
Like
right.
these
Oh yeah,
guys right
oh
here,
yeah.
they were fishing in this for 4 hours before the wedding, drinking
That's a sound.
drinking Bud Light. And that's not abnormal. Like that's just kind of the way everybody does weddings.
Right.
And oh yeah, something I realized at these wedding when everybody was dancing at the reception.
Hmm.
I do weddings of pretty much all income statuses.
Hmm.
Some people are like earning 70,000 a year. Somebody are probably earning 200 a year. Some are earning 40 a year.
Hmm.
But you know these people, I'll just say it because you know you gather information. They're high earners. They're not broke. Um,
Right.
and they dance to the same songs as the people who only earn 30 a year.
Right.
They get just as rowdy at these country songs and get just as country. And I'm like, money don't mean nothing, dude. Country folks are country folks with or without it.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you. You got a
Yeah.
question here. We got a person in the chat asking,
Yeah.
anyone got a way around Chat GPT image generation limit? Trying to make a logo, but keep having to wait.
Yeah, for sure. You got to upgrade to the pro version.
You just got to pay for it, don't you?
Chat GPT image generation. Is it saying that you're using Dolly when you generate it? Because you could always jump over to Copilot. and do some
Oh
stuff
yeah,
there.
I didn't think about that.
It's using the same thing, and it's free.
And it's free. Yep.
Yeah. So when you run
Good
out
good workaround.
well, when you run out
Good
there,
workaround.
go to Copilot. When you run out there, go to this website. I'll put it in here. Try Ideogram. Ideogram is really good for logo design. In fact, it's
Okay.
specifically for that. It's basically free because you get 30 credits a day
Hmm.
for free. And that means you can generate 30 logos a day.
That's
And
what's
if
up.
it,
Okay.
so just space them out. Do ChatGPT one day, then do Copilot the next day, and then do Ideogram, and then cycle that. Because ChatGPT will take the limit off after a certain amount of hours. It's probably because you're
Mhm.
just there prompting like crazy.
He says he has the pro version on Chat GPT. Yeah, maybe just so
Good.
many prompts going on.
How many um how many are you generating a day? Like I'm genuinely curious because I've done some logo designs in there for companies and I probably did 30 or 40 before I found one that I wanted and I never got any warnings. So, and maybe it has something to do with where you're at too. I don't know if you're in the United States, if you're, that actually does make a difference because ChatGPT can be different in different territories, what they allow. Now, I don't know much about those territories and what they allow, but I know that there are some differences. Oh, this is
I'm
a
on
cool
YouTube
one.
so I can watch the chat because for some reason I guess we can't. Yeah, we can't see the chat in StreamYard because we're on YouTube.
Well, I can
He
see it, but
says,
I haven't been looking at it. I can see it right
okay.
now.
He says, yeah, probably way too many. I need to work on optimizing my prompts.
Yeah. If you're a frequent watcher of the channel, sir, you might have seen the video that I did on it. But if you're not, you should go watch it. Not because it's like the best video ever, but I do kind of like flesh out the best way to go about your workflow on it, or at least what works for me. And it will probably help you out with not hitting those limits because I just don't ever hit those limits. I don't know if I'm doing something like drastically different. I just said drastically. It's not a word.
You just made up a word. You just put
No,
dramatically or drastically.
no. I just used a word that my wife coined when I met her. She's been saying drastically
Dramatically.
forever. She's like, it's drastically different. And I'm like, drastically. It's
It's
drastically
dramatic.
different.
She's mashing up dramatically with drastically.
All right, I'm gonna let some of these shots play. Let's just look at some of this that we've shot because
Yeah,
I'm gonna go grab that guy the link real quick.
bro. Ever since I quit messing with my music in the last couple weeks, I'm getting like 10 new followers a day at least, which is pretty good on my music stuff. Anyways, I just
I
got a
wonder
new
why
one.
that
That's why I
is.
said that because it's what we said. It's the thing of once you stop caring, everybody else starts caring, and if you care, nobody cares. I don't know. It's a weird thing, bro.
All right,
Oh yeah, nice foreground.
I'm just gonna throw that link.
Let's see his reaction here.
Oh, this is a good moment.
Yeah, definitely. First time seeing her. You love to see it, man. You love to see it.
So in these moments too, this is a lot. Like this whole sequence is probably a minute.
Exactly.
So
Now you
I'll
gotta
have to
like
cut fast and
chop it.
speed ramp. I like to speed
Mhm.
ramp between real time and slow motion. I don't go over real time. I don't want it to look like some weird
Yeah, yeah.
Japanese cartoon.
Yeah.
I even love that shot. It's this camera, man. Like,
Ooh, that was nice. I like how that came into focus.
dude, I got a friend, Nick, that shot with me at NAB, and he shot a
Mhm.
car commercial with the camera. He got one too.
Okay.
But dude, he's in LA. He put it on a crazy $100,000 car rig and all this stuff.
Oh wow.
He
Okay, I'd
shot
like to see
this.
that.
He shot the sickest commercial with this thing and
You have to send me a
put
link.
Cook lenses on it, which
Oh,
which are like
jeez.
insane cine primes from like
Yeah.
they're like 13,000 a piece on the lower end. Anamorphics.
I bet that looks crazy.
Dude, there's some guys I met out there too that have a company called I can't remember the name of it, but they take Fujifilm cameras and they
Mhm.
rehouse them in these giant cinema bodies and pair them with Atomos Ninja Ultra Sixes, and they basically turn it into a freaking 8K beast. Oh, they're
They
so
must
cool.
they must like Fuji a lot. That says something for for those cameras, then, doesn't it?
Yeah, I gotta remember.
That people are rigging them up and kitting them out all crazy like that, as opposed to just getting a red or an Ari or something like that.
Well, they own a rental house.
Okay.
Is it called Old School Glass? Something like that.
Hmm.
Old Fast Glass. There it is.
Fast glass.
So here they are.
That's a nice
Are
shot.
you seeing my screen?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can see me, you, and the screen.
What
Yeah.
about Old Fast Glass website? Are you seeing that? Or no?
Oh no, I'm not. I am not. Oh yeah, here we go. Yep.
So if you go
Old fast
digital,
glass. This is
they
all their stuff they
have
have to offer to rent.
but they you gotta
The
find
Red Raptors, bunch of Ari, tons of anamorphic lenses.
dude, they have so much stuff. I don't even know
They
where
got
to
a lot of stuff, man. They ain't playing around.
dude, they ain't playing around.
This is official.
Dude,
Yeah,
look at
these
this
guys got.
Bolex. They've converted a Bolex 16 millimeter camera to digital. They've done
Whoa,
some really crazy stuff.
whoa, cool, dude.
Man,
It'd
I
be
was
cool to talk
hoping
to these guys. Have these guys on and talk to them sometime.
yeah, for sure. I have some B-roll shots of them actually in one of the videos, the test footage of that camera. And there they are. Look, even when you hover over this, you can see there
Oh,
he is.
nice.
He's pulling that out
Okay.
of the bag.
Old fast glass. That's what's up. That's a cool shot.
Shit. There they are. That camera right there is a is the big brother to the camera we've been looking at. I shot all this on the Fujifilm. Look at that bullet.
Right. Nice. There it is.
But see,
Shout out to these guys, man.
they build this whole
Damn.
cheese plate. All that's just a body that they put my camera in.
Right. Huh.
Look at that. And then you see my crappy B-roll. Anyway, probably need to get back on Premiere. Anybody who is watching this in the future are like done by now. Like screw you, man. Well, just hang out
Somebody's
with us.
watching.
We're
That's
we're
probably me.
well, I just mean future watchers too. Hopefully, it pushes it as a normal video. But we did get to this letter moment, which was pretty nice. God, there's so much footage here. Um, yeah, you could almost cut this up into like a long form thing. You just need
How long
something.
is this video? How long is this video? Is this a 10-minute that you're doing? The first one?
It'll probably be 11, 12. Yeah, it's going to be long.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be long.
And then you got to do a short form too.
Yeah, like a 4 minute. But I have a process
So
for
what's your
that.
process? So what's your process? How do you take how do you take that 10-minute down to a 4 minute?
So what I'll do is, did you see in the beginning how I was color coding these sections?
Mm-hmm.
I will make another
You were kind of
timeline.
making notes. Okay.
Well, here's a cool trick for you. I'll go ahead and show you since it's just me and you
Okay.
hanging.
Let me jump back in and look at the screen real quick. I was pouring coffee. Okay.
Coffee. Okay, so we've got their film, right? You could do one of two things. You could copy and paste this, and then all the shots are still there. And
Mm-hmm.
you can go
Right.
through and
The new
delete.
sequence.
You could start
Right.
deleting. But the other option
But I'm
is,
saying I'm asking you more of like what's your thought process? Like okay, you got 10 minutes of shots that you like. Now you got to make that into 4 minutes of shots you like. You just kind of focus more on the bride and groom.
yeah, that's a good point. I do focus more on the bride and groom, and also by the time you get that feature done, I call it a feature, 11-minute deal. By the time you get
Mhm.
that done, you pretty much know the flow of the story. And so
Right.
as long as you have that in your head and not to be cheesy, but like in your heart, like I know this is how it's supposed to feel, then you
Mhm.
can easily delete things or keep things rather. I focus more on the keep instead of delete. So I was gonna say you
Gotcha.
can make a copy of this and you still have all the clips. I like to
Mhm.
do this better. I make a new sequence. I'll just do
Right.
S plus C and check it. I float the sequence above it and put them together like this.
Hold on, I'm missing game. Let me come look at my screen real quick. Look at a pot of coffee. What are you doing now? So you okay? So you're doubled up.
Yeah, you see how I have two sequences?
Uh huh.
I can jump back and forth and copy paste. Negative. Take this, put it here. Now you have two sequences on top of each other. You can watch this sequence. You like that shot? Let's see. You like that shot? You just drag it and it copies it
On
over.
to your next one. Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
So I'm just like, oh, I like that. Boom. Oh, I like that. Boom. Instead of going through and
So,
deleting.
so you double up your timeline. Is that what you
Yeah.
did there? You done like
Yeah.
double
Well, this one up here will be called um, Shelby and Carter highlight. This is feature. So now I basically just
up?
watch the feature and I'm like, take it, nah, 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 take it, nah, take it. And
Okay.
some of it's math. If I know the thing's 11 minutes long, right? And I know that I need to cut that down to 1/4 of that time, I know that I can only take 1/4 of these shots. So I can go through and say there's 32 shots. I can only take 11 or not 11, 8. I can only take 8 shots. See what I'm saying?
Right,
Like it's all
right.
right to use math a little bit sometimes.
Hmm. Hmm. Cool. That's a cool. That's a good insight
So it's like, hey, you can pick whatever shots you want, but you can only pick 8. I'm like,
to
okay,
get rid of
got to get
or to keep.
the best 8. And then for
Gotcha,
the teaser, it's like, oh, you can only take 2 shots from every scene. It's got to be the best 2 shots, or
gotcha.
the 2 shots that progress the story. That has to be the best shots. Also, like
That's good. That's good insight.
another trick I'll do to keep it where I left off, use the O button, just the out periodically. I'll just press O. And it's like just a bookmark, but not a
Gotcha,
permanent bookmark.
gotcha.
So O. Just every now and again, hit O. And then when you zoom out, you can see where I'm at.
Nice, nice, nice.
So we'll just fast forward a little bit. Some beach stuff looked really cool.
I'm almost there. I'm brewing my next pot of coffee.
You're wild, man. Yeah, we went Joe Rogan on this live stream. Freaking 3 hours. Dude, that's pretty low light, believe it or not. Oh, dude, there was some wild dancing. When you get back, you gotta see it. This was a husband and wife doing
Um,
a dance off.
mhm.
Tell me this ain't a
There,
gimbal. Look, right here. Tell me this ain't a gimbal. Look at this.
very nice. And it's in
But no,
slow mo.
But no, I'm gonna show you this one shot, bro. Here it is. This was a dance off between 6 people, and it kept getting voted, or it kept dwindling down. And check it out. It came down to a husband and wife, and the DJ didn't even know they were husband and wife.
Okay, okay.
So it naturally came down to them two, and then they had to go at the same time. And this is what happens. Wait,
Once the alcohol gets flowing, bro.
dude, I'm telling you.
There you go. That's good. That's good. How could you not love it? You know.
Hold on, it's coming. It's coming. Look at this guy.
Oh man! Wow.
His drink never spilled.
He never spilled the drink,
like
bro.
Julian.
Gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him.
It's like Julian on
The man loved it.
Trailer Park Boys, man.
I ain't scared of no COVID. I don't like Toyotas anyways.
Oh my god, look at this. Dude, this is a low lit room. It looks great.
Is it? Okay, yeah, it does. Looks real great, bro. So this is kind of an example of what we were talking about with lighting the dance floor. So we got a little bit of lighting in the background, lighting overhead, some colored lights. Yeah, it looks great.
I'm gonna jump to the
What were you shooting that at? 1.8 or 1.4?
1.8. Of course, they got Alabama pom poms.
Looks great. I take it they both went to Alabama. That's what I'm at.
Oh yeah. Roll Tide. Look, what does he say right there? What? Roll Tide.
Yep.
Dude, the Alabama culture is nuts. Look at this little golf cart.
Bro, dude, there's more golf carts on the road here than there are cars. It's an epidemic. I don't know if you guys drive golf carts around everywhere down there, but up here we drive our golf carts everywhere. That's cool.
All right, dude, I'm going to peace out. I can hear my daughter rolling off the bed. Command save. You still there?
Yep.
All right, bro. Calling it a night.
Good night. Peace, everybody.